People don't like this game, not because of the roster, not because of cameo fighters, but because it's woke DEI trash.
Yeah.
Yes. Literally.
Even more proof that game is woke trash is that there's a character who's literally a Sigma male. He is a Sigma male and gets destroyed. Come on, Sigma males dominate. That's
By
how
a
it should
woman?
happen.
Destroyed by a woman? Cringe.
Yeah, by it's woke trash. Come on, guys, like get with it.
We need to make real games again, guys, not this pussy-gation, okay? It's gonna be so funny if someone took that last 5 minutes out of context to cancel us someday in the 10 years from now. Yeah. Guys, look at this. It was always there. The signs were there. We had to look for that.
Oh yeah. I got hyped for a second and thought one of those like really pretty fighting games like what's it called, Fantasy or Blue or Fantasy? No, what's that?
Grand Blue Fantasy.
What's that recent fighting game?
Grand Blue Fantasy.
Grand Blue Fantasy, like it has that really pretty art style. I thought they added Sophitia for a second because of that post, but
I said it and got ignored, completely blanked. What the fuck? This is bullshit. This happens to my other friend group too. They ignore me when I say it, and someone else says it, and they get the fucking credit. Bullshit.
Oh, my walls are doing that weird thing where they pop for some reason. Can y'all hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a man is stuck in my walls and banging really loud.
I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls, I'm in your walls.
There's a 2K likes one I got for saying, yo, how does Street Fighter just like outlive the competition by not being shit?
Do you have any idea how many big like people on Twitter have been like quote tweeting you and with their own opinions and stuff like that? I think I saw one with like 10,000 likes just with someone saying like it's like Street Fighter does shoot themselves in the foot, but everyone else like barrel blasts their own foot like every month, so Street Fighter is winning because of that.
It's like Street Fighter uses a 9mm, the other ones are using fucking 12 gauge slugs.
Yes.
But okay, Tekken uses that. MK is just like a flamethrower, just constantly just burning itself.
A flamethrower. That's one way to do it. Yeah. You know what? That's a good metaphor. It's like constantly, and Tekken just has that one like bazooka, a nuke basically, and now they have to like start repairing from scratch. that's one way to do it. Yeah.
I love that Snake is showing love for Alex and Roger Jr. because that is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna retweet that
someday.
Yeah.
I'll be like, if Roger Jr. comes back, that means Alex comes back. So we need this to happen.
If I may, I would like to reenact for you all my girlfriend's reaction to what Harada said about Alex, because we're playing Tekken 2.
Oh,
I unlocked Roger Jr. and you can pick Alex, right?
Yeah, saying that Alex basically isn't going to come back because people don't know who Alex is. It's like, yeah, that's what happens when you don't put him in a game for fucking 20 years, you fucking fool.
I still think it's ridiculous. People definitely know who Alex is because he's a boxing dinosaur, and he was in Tekken Tag 2, right? So hopefully he's got like 2012. Some... Yeah.
So people
know who Alex right. That's
is.
a long time ago, huh? That's a
Tag.
Long time ago.
How long was Tag? Yeah.
But
what were you saying about the reaction?
So she's talking about it, and she goes, "They should bring him back. Like they have Kuma, they should bring Alex back." And I went, "Yeah." They asked the creator, and he said that not enough people remember who he is. And she like looked at me for a split second and went like that with the controller because she's playing next to me. She's like, like doing that exact reaction. It was fantastic. Like she went over and out with it, which is funny because she normally does not emote like that, and she like full. Like GIF emoted. It was awesome.
You know what's funny actually? I bet more people would know the existence of Gon than a lot more of the modern Tekken characters. Like I bet more people remember Gon than Shaheen. Wait, yeah, Shaheen. Okay, I was getting confused with Rashid, but no, not this time.
I'm still hyped that people even remember Bruce.
Rashid's the good one. Rashid's the one people care about.
Rashid's the cool one. Yeah.
That's the funniest thing is because I think Shaheen was revealed first. Is like a few months before Rashid was, and it's immediately, like within months of the character being revealed, no one gave a shit because Rashid is so much. Shaheen's just Middle Eastern man in jeans. That's it. That's all he is. They gave us no stories for him, and then here's Rashid. He's just like the turbulent wind, and he's like a streamer, and it's like he got all his personality, and he's so much cooler. And like Shaheen's just nothing, and then they didn't do anything to make him cooler when they brought him back for Tekken 8. Like they couldn't even be like, oh, he's like the representative of like the whatever the acronym is for
the Middle Eastern people went joining the tournament, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, as a representative for his whole region, the United Arab, whatever it's called, like that. It's like not even that. He's like, the cool hero guy for his people. No, he's still just some dude. What was the point? Who is this man?
And also
Shaheen, you know why? Shaheen is added into the game just for those players in Tekken 7 to buy this game. There's that certain group of Shaheen players, certain group of Leo players. We need them. That's why we're adding them into this game, basically.
It's like how you said with Luna Snow being in Marvel Rivals, because she's for that group of players to use, like maybe even in that region of the world.
Luna Snow is kind of like not
K-pop
just that
character.
group of players, but more like gacha game players to come over here. That kind of feel.
Even
in a
better.
way.
Yeah, because she's from a mobile game. That's where she originates.
A literal gacha game. Harada did say though that Shaheen is like a Middle Eastern representation.
Yeah,
so like some Middle Eastern
clearly.
people like him for that and stuff.
But like
okay, that's cute.
Yeah, but I feel bad for those people because their representation is so.
That's your
boring.
representation.
Like, that's what they get.
Yeah, really, really basic. I believe his playstyle is very basic too, from what I've heard.
Listen, if we get Alex instead of Marduk for the next character reveal, then all is forgiven. That would be completely fine. Or at least somebody, fingers crossed, somebody who was not in Tekken 7. Please. I'm so tired of only Tekken 7.
Those poor guys. Like, yeah, this is our representation, Shaheen. I guarantee you they're over here. They're looking at like that fucking coffee drinking war criminal and be like, why can't we have a character that interesting? Why can't I commit war crimes for coffee? Like, just give us something.
Guys, but I'm very happy that they've included Fucker Mom into the game.
It's funny
awesome
you mentioned that, because I made a whole
Bro.
video about that that's going live today at noon. Like, I know I'm late to cover it because I was on vacation, but the fact that everyone universally is upset or like underwhelmed at his reveal, like there's no happy reaction to him, is so funny to me. And I'm like, I've got to make a video about this and how and explain why people
I've seen
feel
the
this
reaction
way.
compilations.
Yeah, like the funniest one to me, I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know if he's a pro or what, but he was included in the compilation and his face is not there. It's just his voice. But he's the funniest one because he goes, "Fuck him, bro. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit? Fucking fuck you, bro. No one cares. I don't care about this character. Bro, kill your..." Nah, he stops himself. He always says, "Bro, kill your..." But he stops himself because he's like live on stream and doesn't want to get in trouble. But it was so funny watching him just like go on this long rant. And I'm like, bro, who is this guy? He's funny as hell.
I do. Out of like 100 people, I do know like either some people were saying like, guys, you know what, give him a chance, or I know one guy who does want this character in the game, and I know he wanted this character in the game for like a couple months ago. So congrats to that one guy. To be fair, he did say Fakumran or Bruce. So honestly, I would have preferred Bruce.
Yeah, I included that too. How
At least that's a
Bruce
character
would've
who has
been better,
interactions
Bruce is a
because
character. He's a character with personality.
Dog, are
What?
you okay?
Did something happen to me?
Your camera has completely glitched out on our screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looks normal on mine. What should I do?
But this is what you look like currently.
It looks like you just punched your camera and broke it.
No, I didn't do anything. I'm just right here talking normally, but I'll leave and come
Hey,
back.
bro,
All right.
hit a patch. Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Well, I was talking about that in the video too, how Bruce would have been better, but I'm worried, and I'm almost certain, actually, I could be wrong about this. If I'm wrong, I'll completely admit that I was wrong, but I'm starting to think that they're just reusing assets like heavily from Tekken 7, which is why they keep doing the
Snake
same
didn't make that
characters.
It's the same
and
costumes,
the same
same
DLC.
characters.
I gotta ask you though, dog, because you're kind of the pro in this. Because I remember people did bring up, or the developers are emphasizing when Eddie came back, it's like, oh, Eddie's back, but he has changed a lot. Like there's a lot of things that they did special with his moveset and stuff like that. Did you feel that with Lydia, Eddie, Anna? Like, did you feel that with these old like characters from Tekken 7
Lydia
that came
felt
back? Do you think
fairly
they got
different.
changed enough? Would you say?
Yeah, they got changed enough. I think Lydia did. Anna is the biggest change because
dog, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Wait, really?
Okay, now we can. That was
Oh.
weird.
What is going on?
Heihachi did though. I know Heihachi has changed quite a lot from whatever.
I think Lydia
'cause they
changed
ga-
a good
'cause they
amount.
gave
I
half
just
his
hate
kit.
fighting against her because she's constantly doing flares and glowy stuff on the screen, which she did not do in Tekken 7. It's very obnoxious whenever she like lands a move. It's like a pachinko machine, all this crap on screen, which is a shame because I like Lydia. She's a really fun character, but that's just annoying to deal with. So she's different, but she's still like similar, obviously. Anna is the biggest change because Anna has like a whole new weapon. A lot of her strings have been changed to include that big new weapon. Her stances are different. The animations for her stances are different. All of her iconic stuff is still mostly there. They just move the inputs around. But I would say Anna was a pretty big change, especially from Tekken 7. But the bones are still there. They just move stuff around.
Yep.
They changed her command grab, which made me upset because she used to have a chain sequence just like King, where if you knew the actual correct buttons to press during the command grab, you got a buff. and like it was hard for the opponent to break it. Well, not harder to break. Sorry, let me explain better. So with King, they added like the throw chain simple mode where you can just press square over and over again. It'll give you the entire throw chain, but you don't get the full damage if you do that. It reduces the damage. Anna had the exact same thing in Tekken 7 where she had real throw chains. Like you had to press like 7 buttons for each part of her throw sequence to get the next part, right? They got rid of that in Tekken 8. She just has square or triangle now. It's super simple. And as a result, you don't get the increased damage and stuff from doing the full input. It kind of sucks. It makes you feel like a basic bitch when you land a command grab. Whereas I felt like a badass when I landed the throw and did the full like 30 input sequence. I missed that and now it's gone. So that's annoying. They made her basic mode pretty much.
So what I'm trying to get at is the fact that like perhaps they will do changes with Fakumram to make him more likable in playstyle. Because I know people, it's the playstyle that they don't like the most about him. That's what people are getting the PTSD about and stuff. So I feel like if they do change that up enough of it,
it's the PTSD from the gameplay combined with the fact that he's just not a very he's very over designed looking, and I feel like he's just Sagat, but they had to change him into someone else last minute. I think he was going to be a Street Fighter crossover or something, and then they were like, "Oh shit."
He
even has the scars all over his body like Sagat does. Sorry, what's Nick?
It looks like if Capcom during the big Western push, everything has to be developed by the West. If they're like, okay, we're gonna have a reboot.
DMC reboot.
Yeah, if we're gonna get a Western reboot of Street Fighter, that's exactly what Sagat would look like. Exactly what he looked like.
Yeah,
that's one way. Yeah,
I don't think that Fakumram can't be redeemed, except for that terrible name that is really hard to spell and say and just annoying. And no matter how you say it, I think that YouTube.
What if I have to censor it?
Yeah, even if you want to say "fuck" to shorten it, I'm worried that YouTube will think you're cursing because it sounds way too close to a curse word. But
just the first 5 minutes will be fine.
Yeah,
I'll censor.
So I don't think that Fakumram can't be redeemed. I think the real issue people have is that this is a very mask-off moment because the demand for him was extremely low. He was one of the least liked characters from, I feel like, Season 3 of Tekken 8. So them including him is a very obvious, like, oh, this is a money saver kind of thing. Or they just want to do it again because they didn't do him well in 7, they think, and they just want to try again. That's also possible.
Was he a popular character in 7?
I don't think so. Even Max is like, does Fakumram have fans? Does he even have fans at all? That's why you can't find any super hype reactions to it. If you look up like the compilation, it's either no or really or come on. I saw one guy even complain how the intro is even the same. He just drops in the metal box and then like walks out. Like they even reused the animation that he enters the stage with. So yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff. I wonder
if because I just brought up Bruce and people are saying I'd rather have Bruce and stuff like that. I wonder if Bruce is another case of Alex for Harada. It's like, do y'all even remember Bruce? Do we even need to mention him? That kind of feeling. And it's like, come on.
I still think. I mean, I guess they couldn't do Josie because they would have thought that Josie was too similar. Because also Zaina has a lot of her moves, so I guess they couldn't bring back Josie. But I would have preferred her if you're going to do a kickboxing character. But oh well. The Pac-Man stage looks neat to be some positive stuff. Pac-Man stage is fun.
Yeah.
True. I'm excited for the music.
Which, like I said on Twitter, is like when the most thing people are most excited for, when the most hype thing is a stage, like a collaboration stage at that. It's like imagine you announce like, okay, here's a character we're putting in Tekken Tag 2, and it's like the least hype character you could put, and it's like I'm more excited for the Snoop Dogg stage. Like that should never be the case. That should never be the case.
Here's a great example. They added Conan the Barbarian, and then people were more excited about Floyd.
Well, to be fair, it would have been even funnier if they added Conan, and then they added the pit stage. And people were like, oh yeah, pit stage! Pit stage! The pit! And then no one cares about Conan. It's like, damn, bruh.
And 3, 2, 1. You guys can't hear this, but I'm playing like an American trumpet salute song, basically. Because today we need a salute. F's in the chat, boys. We've lost a fellow brethren. Sad day for us all as we mourn True Dog's channel. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Combat Kings podcast. And today's topic, we got a lot of interesting things we can talk about today.
I was so young, and it happened. He was such a young channel.
Don't worry,
you had a good run.
Dog. If your channel dies, we'll make the podcast weekly, and you can edit it, and this can be your source of income.
Oh, good.
I don't know. This is your backup, dog. This is your backup.
No, I'm just going to start my political streamer arc
We always support our boys. Always support our boys.
I'm gonna start my top 10 Watch Mojo arc.
Watch Mojo.
I like how your hat
Yes,
matches.
I'm obviously doing this joke because haha, Mortal Kombat 1 is dead, so Dog doesn't have content to be talking about anymore. But that is going to be the main topic of today's episode. But before we, by the way, I gotta say that is some drip you
Isn't
are
it? He's
doing
so
there,
drippy.
Snake.
Boy, is so drippy over here.
I've
Drizzle,
even-
drizzle.
It's hard to show it, but I've got the shorts too, the matching shorts.
Oh yeah, okay. I can sort of see that. That's cool.
It is cool. I have ice cubes in my pocket.
Did you wait for me to say that or something? Did you actually set that up?
That was epic.
Goodness gracious. You guys haven't seen Andor yet, but there's like one phrase that like is kind of a meme, and it's like a character saying, "Mother, you're dripping."
Mother, you're dripping.
Just out of context, I feel like.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of layers to that out of context. That could be so many
out of
things. It
context.
could be just
But
like a
what I'm
Fortnite
saying is, like
clip. It
Snake
could
is
be-
dripping.
Yeah, oh, he is drippy. He's a drippy boy.
Before we get into the bad news, before we get into like the sad morning news, we do have some teensy little cute little update news. Fortnite out of all the things that we can talk about here. Fortnite did get one new Mortal Kombat item added recently with the new Star Wars update out of everything. And Snake, do you know what it is?
Yeah, so effectively, alongside the classic combat group of Raiden, Scorpion, and Katana, there was also a contrail, which is basically the effect for when you're falling from the sky. Like it could be Iron Man's jet boosters, or it could be energy flowing behind you, or X-wings coming down with you, and stuff like that in the Star Wars one, which is really fun. This one, it's the Solnado. As seen in MK9.
You just have a character with a Solnado.
It's just floating behind you, and it looks really cool, but for some reason that's not part of that pack, and it just was randomly put into. I don't know if you have to have bought that pack and then it came later or what, but it's in the game now, and I have it. People have it. I
have it.
I don't know how it came about, what is going on, but it was in the files. It's like when Bruce Lee Liu Kang was put into the game, into MK like 6 months ago, and it's only now available.
That's right. It just came out.
Yeah, it's a weird thing they've done, but yeah, so that's available now. It's finally an MK contrail. I hope they do more.
Yeah, the funniest thing is I'm looking online. Nobody can answer exactly why this happened. It's just if you played last season and you log in this season, you get the Solnado. It's like okay. It's like
content,
thanks.
baby.
The theory that I've been hearing is like because there was like MK quests last season, so the theory is that if you did the MK quest, you would have unlocked the Solnado, but the Solnado wasn't completed back then. Some weird glitches are happening, so it's like now you get the Solnado instead because now it's done. So thanks for the MK reference there. It's actually a really cute reference. I would say that they did this.
Yeah.
But yep. That's the little short update that we got that's MK related to Fortnite. Stay tuned for whenever they add Reptile, and then I'll bring it up
That'd
again.
be great. That'd be fantastic. I think Mileena and Reptile would be cool. Or maybe not Mileena.
Mileena,
'cause we already
Reptile
have
haven't hinted
Katana,
at.
so I guess it's fine. Don't really need Mileena. But
Well, no, that's the thing. That's why it's going to happen, because you put Mileena,
Easy.
you put Mileena and Reptile. I mean, Scorpion is already just a recolor of Sub-Zero. They just change his face underneath, and that's it. It's the same reason why MK always brings them back. So. Mileena is guaranteed, so is Reptile, and then the others would be like Liu Kang, maybe Johnny Cage,
Earthbound
or Shang
characters.
Tsung, or Shao Kahn. Just like the big names, go like big names plus like ninjas. That's gonna be what all the packs are gonna be, pretty much.
real quick question: did anyone else get a MK1 costume besides Sub-Zero, or is he the only one that has like the two
Just him.
outfits?
He's the only one that has it.
Hell yeah!
Which is
Finally, Sub-Zero gets
very
to have
interesting.
something. I kind of do hope they add the MK1 outfits for everyone else too, because I think MK1 Reptile would go really hard in Fortnite. But
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, I want MK1 Reptile, and he can transform into both forms. Just look at an emote and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
It'd be a
'cause
good emote.
that Venom
Yeah.
works like that, doesn't it? Yeah. So you have a built-in
yes.
emote where he shape shifts, and then there's like
Between Eddie and Venom.
That's funny.
no. What he needs is he needs a special emote where he's just there. Zzz.
I feel like something similar is in Fortnite already. But if we want to talk about the hints that exist, like before Raiden was released, he was on the ice cream truck with the Sub-Zero emote, so that was like the little maybe Raiden's gonna show up, and then he actually did come into the game.
Well, that was already on the already part of the design in MK11, wasn't it?
I'm actually not sure. I don't think so. Let me look this up because I remember some people were like, "That's like added."
Listen,
but what
okay,
I mean to say
Fortnite
is, if you want to talk about the
it's not
hints,
too late to add Devora as like the kite. Or
hell yeah! I'd
What's
buy
that
her.
thing you fly with? What's it called? Your mount?
Oh, glider.
A glider.
You mean
it's not too late for Devora to be the glider with her butterfly wings that she gets in her friendship.
That's right. They do like referencing the friendships, so that's not entirely like out of context.
Listen, the best thing to come out of Fortnite Mortal Kombat's collab is that the Fourth Snake and Sonic have amazing things to add in their videos for like, sauce. Like to experiment, and just like show like Sub-Zero doing the chemistry lab. Like that's just great stuff. Or mixing things together. I love that. It's good. Good
it's
content.
Quite fun. There's a lot of green screen stuff you can do. Now, Snake, you are incorrect. It actually is Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Goro.
Oh.
Ah.
So they changed that to Raiden, which now makes sense because Raiden actually did end up like showing up in the game.
Goro would have been cool, but you would have had to have something for his arms to do.
Look at the design where Scorpion is the one who dropped his ice cream. Like even years after they squashed the beef, Sub-Zero's like he has to get one over on Scorpion, or alternatively, this is B-Hans. He pulled it out of storage. It was B-Hans originally.
So, let's talk about the big news, the huge thing that's been driving a lot of commotions recently.
Yeah, certain costumes are finally available. Finally, the movie costumes are in the game, which means that Shao Kahn's axe from the movie, which like basically it's designed to look like his hammer but with an axe on the end. You can use that, so you actually have a decent looking weapon for classic Shao Kahn's.
Also,
nice.
He doesn't have the
I didn't realize.
But did they ever add the actual hammer that we? Oh, sorry.
It's in the game for NPC versions to use. Both Dark Shao Kahn and Chaos Shao Kahn both use it, but we can't use it. For some reason, we can't.
I will bring up grievances about that in the next part of this chapter because there is so many more.
I just realized,
but I didn't know actually.
It's Katana's helmet all over again, Sonic and Snake. It's Katana's skull helmet all over again, where she wears it in story mode, but you never got to have it. Like she clearly has it when you fight her in story mode, but you can never do it
down.
For game. That's the hammer.
So badass.
Wait, I just thought some of the festival costumes aren't available.
True.
Okay, yeah, we're getting off track.
That also happened with MK11. They had assets for Liu Kang and Kung Lao wearing it. It was even in the files, and for other characters too, I think, and they never got added. This is crazy sauce. I got to make a video about this, but one second, I have to use the restroom real quick.
Not just that. There is so many things in the story mode that's like, I believe, like in the cutscenes that they gave us later. Oh, how you're so close.
I just like
they already gave us. They gave us. They gave us the festival Ashura. They gave us the festival Quan Chi. Where's Johnny? Where's Kung Lao? We still don't have the good guy Union of Light version of Ermac.
True.
There is a list. There actually is still things that they haven't given us, but I feel like we're kind of getting off track. We need to kind of go back to like what's going on? Why are we talking like this already? Like it's as if Armageddon happened.
Yeah.
But what's up with this?
Can I use the restroom real quick before you go into that segue? I don't know why, but it hit me all of a sudden. I'll be right back. Oh.
No worries. Don't worry about it.
It's always me that has to. Oh.
You guys remember this lady?
Oh hey, it's the savior of the MCU.
She is dressed kind of similar actually. Yeah, it's the boss, and then the one who is above even the boss, Big Boss himself.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
You're getting ready for what is it called?
MGS
August.
Delta. Yeah. Yeah.
A part of me was thinking about if I want to speedrun like the trilogy before that happens or not, but there are so many games I want to play this year. It's like, guys, stop! You guys are cooking too much.
There's also this little guy.
Is that Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
Just that's cute.
See if we can get it focus.
That's a cool Funko Pop.
Focus it? Yeah. So this is from the new MK11 line. It's hard to tell, but this is basically a classic, the MK2 costume. But ice, because it's from his fatality where he makes the ice clones and launches the opponent onto them, and they get impaled. Yeah, because that's the focus of this line for MK11. So you have Scorpion when he's ripping someone in two.
You
with
bought
his
the whole
chains.
thing.
Yep.
Nice.
So this one's cool. I don't know why he leans forward.
I like the pose.
I don't know why he leans forward so much, but yep, it's another Scorpion.
Another Scorpion, another Sub-Zero.
We get our second Katana, which is the one where she's like like probably the weakest fatality ending. You know, when she just like spins around with her fans and then just like, and the blood flies off in the tornado.
For a pose. Oh, that's what they're referencing? Because I couldn't. So, that's blood. I was wondering why they're red here.
They're all fatality references. And then making his Funko Pop debut.
Hey, Kung Lao! He did it. Revenant, unfortunately, but that's the one
odd choice
on a poster, I guess.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that consider the costumes, the alternative. What is his default story mode costume? Oh, the worst costume he's ever had. I'll take the Revenant one then. Sure, okay.
Oh. Okay.
Get roasted, Kung Lao.
Which is also really funny because you look at this. This is still a hat. That's not going to fit on his head. What are you doing?
That would not fit on his head at all.
The hat gets smaller because it's on the hands.
It would have been funny if it was to scale though. You're like,
still feel kind of bad for the big Kung Lao fans.
Still feel bad for being a Kung Lao fan.
No, for the big Kung Lao fans, like they're probably like, damn, I get a Funko Pop finally, but it's not even real Kung Lao. It's Zombie Boy Kung Lao.
Revenant Kung Lao. Could have got a classic one, but gotta be MK11 love.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're doing 11 and not just doing like another set from 1.
Because 11 is the most successful Mortal Kombat ever, so
yeah,
like people still linger on that.
It's one of the most successful fighting games ever. It's like, crazy. Yeah.
It's only been 6. Wait, seriously, 6 years? Holy shit!
Yeah,
6 years since MK11.
Like this one's cool.
Well, 6 years since it launched, but yeah.
If he was in the 1 outfit, that would be so much cooler.
Maybe in the Mortal Kombat 1 like Funko Pop. Wait, they've done that, right? They've already done a Mortal Kombat 1 Funko Pops.
With Liu Kang, Mileena, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. I don't know which would have been better if it was 11 Katana or 1 Katana. I don't know which one would have been worse, but I mean, they could have gone.
We know your prejudice towards those two versions.
Revenant Katana would have been better.
Revenant Katana? I see. Now here's the thing, Snake. It's who's on the select screen of Mortal Kombat 11. I remember Human Katana is, right?
No, it's always the.
It is Revenant?
It's always the present version, unless there is no present version, in which case it's past.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really weird character select. You see so many zombies. There's so much gray.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
They're like, we don't want to spoil the fact that there's human version of these characters.
The default Raiden is Dark Raiden.
That's right.
Who gets proved at the start of Chapter 2. Like, it was such a bizarre choice. Like, you'd think it'd just be, okay, the most prominent version of the character in the story, good Raiden, good Liu Kang, good Katana, Scorpion, maybe Hanzo, maybe Scorpion. There's an argument to be made there. But they should have just done it that way instead of just being, everyone's going to be this version unless they don't have this version, in which case they do the version they do have. It's so strange.
Yeah.
And some characters just have original designs.
Yeah, just made up.
Yeah, like Scarlet. Scarlet never has her default design in story mode and whatnot. Like it's weird now I think about it. It's like, what's the point of the story mode if you're not going to follow that select screen?
Yeah. Dark Raiden's the funniest one.
But anyways,
I just remembered he's the first character we see alongside Scorpion, like in the cinematic reveal trailer. Like,
Raiden and Scorpion,
he still doesn't stick around. That's just wild.
They just had no interest in covering that story. Anyways, today we're not grieving the past. We are grieving the present, which is Mortal Kombat 1 Definitive Edition. My bad. It's Mortal Definitive 1 Combat Edition.
Fair.
Yeah, probably one of the worst posters they've ever made. It's just like,
I didn't like it.
Okay,
where do we
not even talk about the fact that they bombast you with like the guest fighters, like, guys, this is Mortal Kombat, but you get to play as all these awesome guest fighters that we know you guys love. And then here's a pretty cool looking render of Liu Kang, and what the fuck is going on with their faces, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, especially you, Bihan?
I think Scorpion looks dumber because he has like the little rounded mask, which always looks garbage. Yeah. It looks like one of those. Oh, such a deep cut here.
Are they in the game?
Go ahead, sorry.
The mask, are they in the game? Those masks they're wearing?
Yes, they are in the game. I don't know why I don't know why they're using these though, because you can't even make some kind of argument like, oh, the proper masks weren't made for the renders. The default renders have that you see for the promotional stuff have the proper masks
for like the past
on.
couple years.
I don't know. I don't know why they've done it this way. it's so weird. Like, it's infuriating because it reminds me a lot of this, if you remember, the Aftermath cover, where for some reason they use a different costume for Shang Tsung, and Raiden's got Dark Raiden's hat.
Oh,
That's not past Raiden's hat. That's Dark Raiden's.
true.
And Raiden isn't even that prevalent in the Aftermath story. It does look cool. I will give you. At least it looks good, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to just see Raiden like in badass coat, not seeing his eyes, and it's like.
But there's just all kinds of weird shit, like the fact that Liu Kang has the red bandana. That's only in the marketing stuff. The actual costume doesn't have that.
True.
Oh.
It's black.
And then Bihan's face looked off. It might just be because we can't see much of it, but that doesn't look like the actual in-game face. So some people are thinking this could have been AI generated, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Ooh, I mean, okay.
Drama.
Ooh, I never knew about that aspect. Here's the thing, though. It's like, it could also just be shitty photoshopping.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is, but I wouldn't put it past them to do AI because when you look at the way AI is being used by these shitty companies to cut corners, Warner Bros. Would do that. They would absolutely do that. Because
that would
they
be very controversial.
I want to say, I just think I realized why they did the different masks and possibly also the wrong hat with Aftermath, though that could just be a mistake. I wonder if they're subtly trying to show there's customization, because when you look at this definitive edition art, that's very clearly not Scorpion's default mask. Like, nobody would think that's the default mask. So maybe they're hoping people go, oh, look, there's customization. But that's a really crappy way of showing it. Like, a very, very crappy way of showing it.
I feel like you'd pick a much more obviously very different mask. Like, even here, it's like, okay, we want to show this customization. What do? How about 95 movie mask? One that clearly stands out for someone as not being this one. That's the thing I said, where it's like, if I was making this cover, I would do it completely different. I'd keep Liu Kang. I'd drop Scorpion and Sub-Zero for Havoc and Shang Tsung to represent the two campaigns, and then the bottom would be like two guests, like a DLC guest from each season, a DLC normal fighter from each season, and then two costumes. So like, here's movie Scorpion and Sub-Zero from different movies.
Oh,
and then you have like
Jean-Claude Van Damme and whatnot. Yeah,
that's another option. Then you could do like here's like say Peacemaker and Ghostface or something, and then here's Ermac and Noob Saibot, something like that. Show off the range of stuff, but also people have said that this is bad because of how focused it is on the guests. Because I've got these out to show you how this goes.
Nice.
MK9
collection here,
the complete edition. You got all the guests, the DLC characters there. Freddy's there because he's a DLC character. Makes sense. Also, it's PlayStation. There's little Kratos down there, little thing saying there's Kratos.
It's a bit of a half. The bottom is the original cover and the top is showing the DLC.
Yeah, it's a neat idea. It's not super special, but it's neat. And then on the back, it's like, here's more stuff showing off. Like, there's Freddy and then some of the DLC costumes. Every image of Freddy is the same one from his ending. I don't know why they stuck so fervently with that, but okay, it's fine. It's whatever. MKXL. Okay, so we're using artwork that's like the match to the Scorpion base cover. And then here's pre-order Goro, and then Triborg and the guests. Which, like, I do kind of get. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's like, who's going to sell? Who would sell more more? Would it be these guys, or would it be like Tanya, Tremor, Bull Ride Show?
It's also really lame how they're in their default poses and not doing some sort of like reaching at the camera or like doing some dynamic pose. It's always the default.
Yeah. It's also really
clearly
weird
a CG render. NetherRealm, it's okay to hire an artist to actually make your box art. You don't have to just do screenshots from your game. Anyway, yeah.
I have a theory, but I'll say it after we're all done here.
It's also really hard to tell what they are because there's so much fucking shadow. Like, you can see, you can see the you can see my fucking
the edginess.
You can see my dragon plushie better than you can see these dudes. What the fuck? It's bullshit.
I'm just happy to have Sub-Zero on a cover. He's never gonna get it again. He's never gonna be the focus again.
Yeah, maybe not the best.
Then we had
Aftermath.
If we can just get it to focus. And so Aftermath, this was like a limited thing only in America. This one, but it shows like here's the DLC just shown down here, but we have like a proper artistic cover for Aftermath because that's the focus. And it's like, here's everything it includes. That's pretty good. I like that one. And it even shows off the customization on the back. So that's how you show
the DLC
customization.
characters. There you go.
And then MK11 Ultimate. It's like, okay, well,
Nice.
here's Scorpion. Scorpion has to be there. Then here's like the two prominent
DLC characters.
DLC MKs, and then prominent DLC guests. So this time it actually
my
was
favorite
Yeah, this was actually MK priority. It's a unique cover. It's like it got a distinctive posing. This is like
Rain, Mileena, and Rambo are specifically also the newest DLCs too. That's why they're also in the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really solid. I mean, he could have done a little better. He could have shown some representation for Aftermath outside of just a screenshot on the back from the story. But yeah, it's cool that you should put, I guess, more on the back. The front cover should have some more MK characters.
Real quick, just a random rant that I didn't notice until now. Can you turn the back of the case again real quick? Is anybody else so sad to see how much of the back of the game is dedicated to just the fucking rights and disclaimers and shit? Like, how little of the back is actually the game?
Half of it.
Sorry.
Huh.
Let's track that over the years.
We lost that from like the 90s and early 2000s. It used to be all game stuff on the back. It was sick.
Okay, so there's a decent amount there. That's fine. Still plenty here. Then MKX, about
like it's slowly.
Yeah, it's slowly just
encroaching.
Oh my gosh!
Watching it slowly encroach on the.
It's kind of funny looking at some of these games. There's a difference. It's like this one has less, this one has more, and stuff like that. So I guess it's different for every game. It's kind of fun to be looking at.
I hate how legally they might have to have it on the box, because I wish that if it was just like it has to be somewhere on the case legally, I wish they just put it on the inside, and then we just have the back just for us. But oh well. Oh.
Is that the 2021 movie?
Yes, the duo pack that they did. how
so
much? All this is bullshit. It's like, you need to have this stuff to play it. I mean, it's got it because it's got this cool steelbook.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's nice.
Best poster for the movie. The best one.
True.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, the Scorpion Sub-Zero one is not bad either. It's the more iconic one, but that just looks cooler.
Are you guys ready?
There's Mortal Kombat 1. Half!
So white.
No!
Attention!
Oh my gosh.
What's the attention about?
R-rated, I guess.
Attention.
And here's the...
Ches certaines personnes l'utilisation
de
so not English. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that a bootleg version, or is that one part just Spanish for some reason?
It's from the thing. I think in
the
Europe,
collection. Yeah, the Liu Kang statue.
I think it's so they don't have to print as many versions or something. But in Europe, we do tend to get other. I think America you sometimes have Spanish because of Mexico, and Canada will get French because of French
Bless
Canada. But yeah. This is it's like French here. Immersive story campaign, mode histoire immersive, invasions, invasions.
Okay, nice.
Cameo fighters, combatants, cameo.
But with all this being said, by the way, because the obvious thing that Snake's doing here is he's comparing the older covers, especially the complete versions of the covers, with this version to see how obsolete it is. But the cherry on top, the bigger complaint that Snake can now also make, is that he can't even buy this cover to complain about it. Because they're not releasing a physical version of it.
Again, this is US only, but I was able to get it. This MK11 Ultimate Special Edition, Europe only, but you can still import it from certain places and whatnot. This is just no physical version. So what is the point of this thing even existing? Why does it exist if there's no physical version?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. This is a theory, but I'm just going to say it. Rush job.
Oh yeah, because they have nothing going in for this season.
Feels a little like that, huh? It's like, boys, we got the definitive edition, guys. And it's like, okay, at least Ultimate they came with 3 characters, and then they called it off. It's like there's nothing here. They're just saying we're over, and here's all the content packed into one game.
Yeah, it's so bizarre too, because the pro competition is still going, and you can't tell me that global competition was not expensive to fund and finance, and now they're done. The whole point of that big tournament should be cross promotion, and now you're telling me there's not even a physical box to go to the store and buy. That's really, really weird. But then again, a lot of these companies are trying to usher in the era of digital where you can't physically own anything. So I would
Get
not.
used to not owning things. The big corps are saying.
Not good. Well, then I'm gonna get used to sail on the high seas.
I want everybody who can hear me right now to do me a favor. Go to my YouTube channel after this episode and rewatch the video about the customization across NetherRealm's games and how this one is dog shit customization. Just to remind yourself that in the end they never did put in the option to save a few customized slots. Mileena's 11th costume is on its way. It's in the files. We still can't save them.
Yeah.
Yes, 11.
Wow.
I love what someone said on Twitter. They said NetherRealm really tried to use this character for an infinite money glitch. It's just Mileena.
It's like they were like, okay, so Street Fighter 5 for Chun-Li, Overwatch has Kiriko because she's getting the fucking joy.
That's right.
Yeah, it was like, oh, who can we? Oh, the Mileena stands. They'll buy anything then, which probably. Let's do that. Let's get Mileena. She can be our poster child. Get all the costumes. It's kind of funny how they never put her on the covers though. Mileena's not been on a game cover outside of MK11 Ultimate since a special edition for Deception.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah,
it's funny too because
really cool.
we've had this whole conversation before, so don't want to dwell on it. But if they really wanted this game to make money and sell as many costumes as possible, they know what costumes we wanted. They just refuse. Their ideologies are.
They did give us
clashing.
Deception.
They did.
They did give us Deception.
But they should have kept that going, like Deception Tanya. Right? Deadly Alliance Raiden, something for the boys, Like, lots of stuff. They could have given us, like, Kano wearing just a loincloth, because people love Kano. He's the bear, apparently, with his hairy features. So that would have worked.
Very interesting suggestion.
Yeah. He tucks into a ball. I don't know.
What does that have to do with Okay, but to kind of backtrack a bit, because we have been starting the complaint trend without really... defining what's the big deal here. Mortal Kombat 1 Definitive Edition is the full package of everything that Mortal Kombat has with the DLCs. Mortal Kombat 1 base game, Shang Tsung, the DLC characters, Kombat Pack 2, the Kombat Pack 2 Chaos Reign story mode. I'm sure there's a couple other things like Jean-Claude Van Damme and some other stuff, but
none of the costumes
basically
included, I'm guessing though.
Oh yeah. Classic Noob and Sub-Zero, I think, are in there too.
That's the weird thing about this, because the costumes weren't just standalone DLCs. So because they just used the Dragon Crystals.
Pre-orders.
They basically, the costumes are basically. Some of them were like you pre-order the expansion and you get access to these costumes, but other people can just buy them with Dragon Crystals. So the costumes are basically microtransactions, and so they give you a bunch of Dragon Crystals with this edition.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But you don't just get those costumes. It's not like MKXL, where it's like, okay, MKXL, MK9, complete editions, you get all the costumes. Well, no, XL didn't, actually. Cause
Mortal Kombat 9,
no, you get the DLC ones, but you had to unlock some, that was it. So you get all the costumes, but here it's like, 11 did the say, you get all the costumes with full editions. With this, you don't. You just get crystals to obtain them when they're in the store. When they come into rotation...
The rotation thing is so stupid. There should just be a huge database.
They gotta make money.
Yeah.
You know what's weird too is they say rotating, right? But do they even have a timer to tell you when it's going to be over? So like,
you have to have a timer
doesn't even
in your
work
mind
because I have no clue how much time I have. Like FOMO works better when there's at least a countdown, and I don't like FOMO. I'm not defending it, but I'm like, you're so half-assed with all this. You can't even be the evil tyrant you want to be because you suck at it. Like you suck at really squeezing the juice. Anyway. It's the half in and half out for me.
But yeah, so the thing is, for some people who can't...
Sorry, I wanted to add one thing before you talk about all the details in there. There's going to be some people in the comments section, because they've been in mine, and they've probably been in some of y'all's too, where they say, well, it's not guaranteed this is the end of the game. It could just be one of those middle-of-the-road releases.
That hope.
There's the possibility of that, but the reason I'm worried about that not being true, and I'm like 90% sure it's not the case, is because the title. Definitive edition. Definitive means to conclude with like certainty and authority. Also, they stole my title from all my tier list videos, which I still find funny because I put definitive in like 100 videos. And I'm like, did I influence them somehow, like Inception style at the very least? Even if they didn't directly copy me, like knowingly, I wonder if I Inceptioned their brain because they watched all my videos at some point and saw definitive,
I do find it very funny. You were saying, what a shitty title. Like, why the fuck? Wait, hang on a second.
Wait.
Isn't that me? Wait, did I accidentally call my own self shitty title?
That would have been a better joke, probably. Yeah, and I was like, they stole my flow, bar for bar. I posted that on Twitter, and some people think that that's the whole video topic. That I'm just ranting about them using the definitive title. I'm like, bro, Twitter is not real. This is not a place that exists.
To be fair, though, would that have been a video like idea? But
no, because I couldn't make that 8 minutes. That's not going to reach the 8-minute mark.
I do want to add. Let me quickly add something before Snake says. Now that the game is over, I can finally make because when Mortal Kombat 11, when I was done with that, I did compile all my videos and I titled the video Mortal Kombat 11 sucks the movie. So when I do that for Mortal Kombat 1, should I call it Mortal Kombat 1 sucks the movie or Mortal Kombat 1 sucks definitive edition?
No, that's good. I feel like instead, because that video is going to be like 10 hours long,
and make
right?
the thumbnail a parody.
Yeah, it's going to be like 6 hours long.
Have the thumbnail be a parody of this cover. I don't know
That
what
works.
I don't know how you do it.
So-
Maybe it's just them. Maybe it's the character doing Fortnite poses or something. But I'm sure you'll find a way to make something really funny.
So here's my honest idea, Sonic. Before we do the thumbnail, my honest idea for the title, because this is just me thinking out loud. However long the video ends up being, 7 hours, 10 hours, whatever, that should be the second part of the title. It should be Mortal Kombat 1 sucks dash 8-hour challenge. Or something like that. Because it's like, can you watch this whole fucking thing? Like, because I want to. I'll watch it on stream. Could you imagine? I'm just like,
oh, that's right. You are planning on like streaming soon.
I'm just like half
kinda
asleep.
excited
Like,
to see what-
that was a good joke. Not because your stuff's boring, but because it's 10 hours of like straight watching a video,
10
which I'm not
hours.
good at. I'm not good at watching something for that long. So
Yeah.
let us
I
pass.
will put it up as a vote
Okay, so
for my. Oh yeah, I love how that's become like such a meme in my channel right now. Every time I've been uploading shorts recently, and it's like, wow, this is such a great short. I'll give it a pass. It's like, this is a great story. The moral of the story, let us pass. Stuff like that, just in the comment section now.
So the complete edition, you get all the DLC characters in that, and then you also get the Van Damme skin, the movie skins, for the new movies, not the old ones. Bruce Lee, Liu
Oh,
Kang.
you do get the new. Okay.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, Liu Kang, Havoc instant unlock.
Cute.
Cameo unlock pack. So because that was a thing we could buy Cameo, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Motaro, and I think it was Shujinko, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you had to unlock them?
Yes.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah.
Huh, cool.
It was super easy, but it's one of those was like just another way to nickel and dime people who are lazy.
Yeah, sure.
Then there's tournament organizers, because they need that stuff. Shang Tsung Fighter, the Chaos Reigns pre-order costumes, and 1,250 Dragon Crystals. That's like $12 worth
Yay.
of currency, which isn't even enough to buy most of the costumes.
That's enough to buy 2.5, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
Some
that.
Fallout 76 level shit. What the fuck?
Not that bad. Not that bad. Okay, but still.
I did see a thing on Twitter. I guess it could have been fake because it's not on the PlayStation Store. But it was like a store listing somewhere that outright said it was like the complete version of the game.
Gotcha.
Oh, on the store.
Did they ever
Yeah.
did they ever reduce the cost of the OG $10 costumes?
I
No.
don't think so, right?
It's probably not going to
Yeah, I don't
happen because there'd be
just-
some like lawsuit there or something. There'd be some
Yeah,
sort of legal
they've already
claim.
accidentally thrown it out. It's like they had to do something special because people complain about the special fatalities you can buy.
Yeah.
So then they were like, okay, we'll backtrack it. It's like you buy it once you get them all. Okay, that's the deal basically. So it's like, okay, at least they backtrack on that.
Yeah, I wish I was in
What's the
charge because I
pushback
feel
for
like
it?
there's a very easy solution to this. You just reduce the price, but also give everyone, not just the ones who bought it, everyone gets like 500 free Dragon Crystals. That way the difference is made up. Like, is it really that big
Something
of a deal?
like that, yeah.
Is it that big of a hill to die on? Like there you go. Just do that. Then
Yeah,
everyone's
Tekken
happy.
gave us free
Everyone's
coins
happy.
when people complained about the stage. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, but they couldn't even use those coins to buy the stage, right? Like Snake said, so that's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. So you have to pay, you still have to pay. The coins only work for the battle pass or the costumes, but the stage you have to still use real money. It's like, oh. But yeah, the biggest thing to mention, we kind of insinuated it, but I'm sure the audience knows. When the complete version, the definitive version is out, that means it's most likely the game is done. Like 99%, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're done.
I mean-
Like they're
I
not
mean,
adding anything else
You,
new.
you don't use that kind of language unless that is the end, right? That is, I mean, it's possible we'll get some costumes or something because like the movie costumes from the last game were after MK11 Ultimate came out. It was a few months later. So it is possible we might get some costumes. They might. Someone at NetherRealm might go, actually, we never did release those story mode skins. Maybe we should just put them in the shrine. I actually wonder if anyone's checked the shrine this season. Probably not, because the shrine's dog shit. But
yeah, good point. If the skins if there's new stuff in the shrine, Twitter would tell me. I haven't seen anybody talk about it, but I'll check right now.
I mean, if they were in the files, they'd be on MK Warehouse by now. But no one's found anything as far as I know. So
pretty sure everything we know is in the files right now, and even I think the new season that came out, no updates required, which means I think the game is all ready. Like maybe this is the final. It has that final patch feeling, unless there's some sort of game-breaking bug that gets discovered, or maybe there will be a final patch. Who knows?
There's still some broken stuff in the game. Like Trimmer is still busted.
I feel like
even after the nerfs,
I feel like
they
if there was going to
nerfed
be some
the health.
content,
They didn't nerf his summon ability. That's still really busted.
I see.
Sorry, go ahead, Snake. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I feel like if they were going to do some new content for the game, they would have announced it. Even if it's a while off, they would still say it's coming out, because it's a really bad look to be like, here's the complete edition of the full version of the game with all the current content, and there's no new content coming alongside it. But we are going to put some stuff out later. I was like, well, it looks like the game is dead. So if they were planning to do more, they should have announced, no, we're still going to do more content. But then this version would have no reason to exist. So it's pretty clear the game is over. Which is funny because I did kind of predict that, because, like, you know, when they did the movie costumes last time, that was the end of the DLC, and what's the last thing they had in here? Those movie costumes. Oh, I guess it's over.
Fine, Snake. You get to play the "I Was Right" song. Okay, jeez.
I get to play the "I Was Right" song a lot of the time. Believe it or not, I don't know how I do it.
Yeah, it's still not the most wild prediction. That still goes to Sonic. He has the gold medal for the most hilarious DLC prediction with Mortal Kombat 11, being like, "Yeah, in about a year we'll get these two characters," and then they're both. That was so funny.
I still love that one. Just like it's literally like a gag, and then somehow it just happened. Mileena and like Rain showing up in Mortal Kombat 11. I would say very funny. I just checked the shrine. Nothing new. I would say like despite the game being dead, despite the game being over, it weirdly enough feels like it rejuvenated like Snake's Twitter account though, because he's been tweeting nonstop about the game for the past couple of days. It's like, oh, the game being dead, I'm feeling alive. Look at these banger tweets I've been making these last couple of days.
Weirdly doing very well with these tweets. Like, oh yeah, the game's dead. This game and Tekken just killed themselves, while Street Fighter's doing really well. It's like 2,000 and odd likes, and then they get people being pedantic and going, actually, Mortal Kombat Big 3? No, Guilty Gear. You are demented. Guilty Gear will never be top 3, and it's not about the quality of it. It's the fact that Mortal Kombat just has this almost incomparable, other than Street Fighter, impact on the gaming landscape at large. Like, the ESRB exists mostly because of Mortal Kombat.
What's really interesting
I'm sorry,
is
it's been around longer. It has a larger multimedia component to it. There's way more content. It's the main one in the West, really, of all the fighting games. That's the fighting game for the West. Like, yeah, you can make the argument in like Japan where the game's not sold. Well, maybe something else would go there. That's fine. I don't think it would be Guilty Gear. I'm not sure what it would be, but I don't think it would be GG. I feel like honestly BlazBlue has a higher shot of being Big 3 over this. But Guilty Gear, I'm sorry, it's not bashing the quality. I'm sure Guilty Gear is very, very good. It's not top 3. It's just not. You guys look like Shonen Jump when they're trying to push Toriko as being as big as One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. You are demented. Stop it.
Yeah. No, there was actually an interesting thing that I feel like I've noticed. I've been seeing a lot of people requit and be like, MK in the top 3. But the interesting thing is, I feel like from a popularity standpoint, definitely. Like, MK might even be the biggest in some senses, especially in the US. Just like, some people would be like, oh, like Asian game, we don't care. US game, that matters more for some people at least.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually playing the damn game, though,
you know, like the normies are like, I could play this Street Fighter. What you fight the street? What is that? Oh, what's this? Homelander, Omni-Man. I know those characters. I'm gonna buy this game. So, no, we rag on the guests a lot, but obviously it does help the sales. It's just a question of how much did it help. How much did it help the sales this time? Because I don't know. It feels like it probably didn't help that much.
I think the best Mortal Kombat had for sailing for Mortal Kombat 1 was the initial launch. It seems like, but then afterwards, it's hard to gauge. But what I'm trying to get at is, I do feel like the conversation when talking about fighting games, Mortal Kombat, at least in the FGC, does feel like it's getting left out a bit more when compared to the other games.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people don't like putting it into the top 3. That's what I see. Yeah.
Multiple people did bring up, it's like less votes for like Evo or whatever than Guilty Gear, and it's like
one way, yeah.
Yes, because this particular new entry isn't as well received as this other thing. Clearly, that thing is like top big 3. It's about the franchise at large. But, and also the fact that these 3 games,
that's what we're talking about.
The big 3 franchises all released a new entry within a 12-year time gap. That's why it all stands out so much. That's what this is about, and the fact that those are the 2 games. And there's some people act like I'm saying, Street Fighter 6 is a perfect game. It made no mistakes. No, I said it didn't fuck up absolutely everything like those 2 did. There's a lot to criticize Street Fighter 6 for, to be sure. It's just not catastrophic the way these other 2 games have gone.
Yeah, that's the joke, is it's done nothing basically.
Yeah, the way I described it, I think maybe the recording picked this up. I'm not sure, but I said before we recorded, I think that Street Fighter shot itself in the foot with a 9mm. Tekken 8 did it with a 12 gauge, and MK's doing it with a flamethrower.
That's one way to put it, yeah. But I'm just kind of scrolling through your Twitter right now. You've got a lot of funny comments about like what they could have done, what they could have or just like funny things about the title. You talked about the title screens and stuff like that. Like, say something positive about each of the games and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun to follow Snake right now with his stuff. I'm just gonna be focusing on my own content on my own Twitter. So you'll just be seeing random Lee May memes this month for some reason.
Because it's Lee May.
Hey, that's true. There's a lot you can take this conversation into. I think it'd be kind of cool to not list everything, but list out a lot of things that now that they're saying that the game is done, that they definitely haven't added into the game that they should have added since day one. Or things that are like, well, we've been waiting, and now you're saying the game is done. It's like, hello, excuse me? Like that kind of stuff that they should have added still. And Snake made a tweet of saying like maybe we should make a list of it, and like some big content creator should like come out to like talk about these sort of things. And well, I was thinking this section we could talk about some of our own grievances or like some of the things that we wanted in the game that's still not in the game that should be there.
Mm-hmm. Well, made my stance clear about the customization stuff very clear multiple times in multiple different ways, in different formats. Yeah. That the customization system is subpar at best. And the most basic feature, the ability to save your customized characters, multiple, not just the one. I mean, this is going to back to Tekken 5, where you customize a costume and that's the only version of the costume you get. Tekken 5 came out in 2005 on the PlayStation 2, and somehow it's a better customization system than this.
There are many games you can bring up that was like 20 years ago that has better customization.
I would argue that Tekken 7 had better customization than Tekken 8. At least as far as options. I think that Tekken 8 broke down the lower legs and feet are separate now.
I think Tekken 6 had feet and legs be separate things. Then I think they changed. I think they put them back together in Tag 2 or something. And then I'm not sure, but that's the customization system for that series is all over the place. 6 is probably the best one.
I did make a list myself. I'll leave like the gameplay stuff to Troner Dog, like things that they could have done that's differently, or if like. They wanted to add like right now and stuff, but I made I don't have like a super long list because the thing is this conversation can go on for hours if I really put thought into like thinking what they should have added, what they could have added and stuff like that. But here's just some small things that I've got here. We did bring this up already, but like there are still certain story mode skins that they have not added into the game. Snake, you have made that whole list of like what hasn't been in the game yet, right? I'm pretty sure you have kept. You can put it on here if you want to just literally see what we're missing. We were talking about. You were talking about Gears. I forgot which one you just talked about. That's like not in the game yet or something. Shout's Hammer. That's what you were saying. It's like we still don't have that one yet. That's a cool one that people would want to have.
What we're missing currently.
Oh boy, do you have the image? You can just post it here.
Oh yeah. So we have
My next episode is gonna be the Sindel episode, and she still can't take off that
Yeah.
stupid headpiece off.
Yeah,
Oh.
so you could have the clone for Baraka, but that's not vital.
On the right, okay.
They made the Shiraidu Cyrax costume. We don't have that. It would require a bit of editing to make it work, but really, you just need to put the backpack on. It's fine. Union of Light Ermac. I think Chaosium Frost is in the game at this point. I'm not entirely sure. And Movado. So I do still need to update this a bit.
Those are pallets at least, so they're
yeah.
not like the biggest deal.
Festival Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Ninja Mime.
I got something I want to bring up about Ninja Mime. Do you think they're going to turn out into a skin?
No.
Because Ninja Mime has been the in Invasions, you meet him as like a separate like like a special encounter when you meet Ninja Mime. I almost feel like they're not going to add him into the game because like they're going to treat him like one of those hybrid characters from the Armageddon like.
I mean he is in that chapter 15. He's one of the enemies.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Which is funny because you can also fight Evil Janet Cage. So the two opponents you can fight in that chapter that are just Evil Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I wonder if Ninja Mime is just not going to be as a skin because they're going to cater it as like a special identity, which is really funny because you can play Ninja Mime as a hook mod, right?
Yeah, the model exists. Why not just let us use it? There's Ungadi Chameleon. It's a texture that's in the game.
Oh, that's true.
It's in the files.
No, we haven't had it in the game yet.
Festival Kung Lao. We see Human Sector in her ending, and if they made and they could easily make that model by editing the Cyrax one.
Yeah.
So it's not too difficult. And then Cyber Smoke would be nice. For gear, there is Unmasked Sindel, Unmasked Ermac, and Shao's Hammer.
I forgot about Unmasked Ermac. That's right. We got that because people complained a lot about it. Did you? And also, there's the Union of Light Ermac.
Yeah.
So, are we not getting those then?
I mean, there are still some costumes that are in the files that we've not got yet. The new Katana, Mileena, and Tanya ones. So
sure.
Isn't there also
is
like? Do we ever get
possible?
Maybe no, we did. Never mind. I'm wrong. I thought like, do we ever get like the good guy version of Raiden? Not with the old man face and all that, but what he is wearing. Did we ever get?
Yeah,
that?
we did. That's the Mastery 20. Yes.
Okay.
It's still young, like Mortal Raiden, but you get it in the level 20 like Mastery basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no old man Raiden skins, which is fine, I guess, but too bad. I think that'd be cool.
It's one of the things where
there was never another.
I look at it and I'm like, you know what? I would have rather they just do a thing where you can get older God Raiden with different intros or something, or just at least redo the dialogue in place of Jean-Claude Van Damme, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
We only got Jean-Claude in this game, where in Mortal Kombat 11 there were like a couple of like new dialogues, but you know, like 95 skins. Who's the Sub-Zero guy again? Like
Dimitri Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, Dimitri Vegas and whatnot. And in Justice 2, we have literally different characters, like with the same skins and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a shame that Jean-Claude Van Damme was the only like skin, like the only like special case where he re-records his lines and stuff. Technically speaking, I mean, these are things that like are in the cutscenes, like we should be getting. Also, do you think they're ever gonna release Super Tarkon as a skin? Because you did release Clone.
We also have never. I've still not got. It's in the files, but we still got it. Havoc's Deception helmet.
We didn't, because I've saw people on Twitter debating about this, but apparently he was in one of those Towers of Time gears that you could have gotten back then.
Not that I'm aware of.
Interesting, because I have seen people are saying that they did that in one of the weeks already or something. But yeah, like Deception gear, Havoc that shows up in the trailer, and then like they remove it because it's like, I don't know, they don't want people to find out about that or something. It's kind of weird. I want my MKX reptile mask that was in the files. Hurry up, gimme. But these are things that are like promised to us because you can see them in the story mode. You can literally like gear like no mask Sindel and no mask Ermac and stuff like that. Like they're there, so like why don't we have these yet? But then there's also some things that I do feel like the game should have obviously had by now. It's like there is no shirtless Johnny Cage skin, which is unless if you're Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's like okay, like why? No, what do you think about no classic Liu Kangs? Like every single, there is no single like referencing like skin for Liu Kang in the past and stuff like that.
Yeah, every single multiversal Liu Kang still seems to be a god for some reason.
Yep. I guess they all turn to gods in the timeline and stuff like that. And also, since I'm complaining about skins mostly here, I feel bad for any people out there who your favorite character turns out to be a DLC character. I mean, they still made it to Mortal Kombat 1, but they're a DLC character, because if your favorite character was Takeda, sorry, bub, you want new gear pieces? That's all you're getting. We're never adding new gear pieces for these characters. Every other like characters, Scorpion, Reptile, you guys get like 40 masks. If you're Takeda, if you're Ermac, if you're the guest characters, you just get the masteries. Period.
Yeah.
Heck, if you're a guest fighter, you get no new skins.
Oh.
I don't. The only exception is Quan Chi. He's lucky. You get a bunch of gears for Quan Chi. Like that felt like because he may have been on the base roster, so they were like, oh, we can add a bunch of like different like gear pieces for him.
It could be because
Ermac.
it could be because Quan Chi's gear is just a texture.
True, but it's still, I feel like a bit more effort to make it cool and whatnot.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's like, why does he get it and no one else? It's just a texture. It's very easy to do.
Perhaps. Oh, you guys like Ermac? You thought his gear is very cool? That's all you're getting. You're never getting any new Ermac gears and stuff. Did they? Because I know Chaos Reigns did give like at least Takeda a new skin. Quan Chi, yes, Quan Chi does have a skin you can buy in the shop.
Yeah.
That's it, right? For every single DLC. Sector, Cyrax, and Noob Saiba. Noob did. Noob has a classic one.
Yeah.
But yeah, get fucked if you like any of these DLC characters. You're never getting any of the skins.
Noob and Ermac got them because they're assets that already existed. They could just recall them.
Oh, that's true. That is kind of true. Yes.
The most effort they did, for any of the DLC characters was the Chaos Reigns, Quan Chi, and Takeda, and that's it.
They did make Ermac's skin different for his classic skin at least. So there's a little bit of effort there. But yeah, there just feels like there's so many. Even though the game has given a lot of skins, a lot of gears for these characters, there's just still feels like there's a lot of things that are undercooked in terms of like some obvious things. If you want to talk about like selling the classics and all that jazz. But yeah, I don't want to hog up all the time. I have one more big complaint I could make, but give some love to some other people here. You guys got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys both nailed some of the main things. I guess gameplay-wise, I wish that the cameo moves had a bit more variety. You know, like I'm just thinking about all the funny stuff they could add to the game, and I thought of it because when I was making that tier list video with Diff, he brought up how the cameos were kind of a smart way to keep variations in Mortal Kombat, but without tying them directly to the character. Yeah. And when he said that, I thought, oh, that's cool. I wish there was like a character, for example, or a cameo that could grab the opponent off the ground and like toss them. You know, not for delayed wake up, but like, so you do a move like that slaps them on the ground, they just kind of hang on the ground for a second or slide. Why is there no cameo that like only works on that? That'd be really cool, like cameo ability that only grabs people in that state and like extends the combo. Little things here and there would be fun, more unique cameo abilities. Because I feel like almost every cameo, their main goal is extend the combo or keep you safe on block or like combo off throw. That's like the three main things they're used for. And there could have been more to that, I feel like. They experimented a bit with Movado, giving him that flawless block reversal, but it's way too expensive. And they also gave it to a character that already had a bunch of utility. So that was, I think, the mistake. It should have gone to a character like Frost, who almost nobody was using. That would have been way better, I think. Plus, she has the freeze ability, so it would have been cool if, like, you flawless block, she just comes in and just freezes them. That like, gives you a free follow-up. That'd be fucking sick. You know, little things like that would have been really dope. Some of the final changes in this patch were not that great. Like, Frost getting cooldown changes is nice, but it's like, where's her summon ability or her ambush ability? My bad. She needs at least one ambush move. That doesn't have it. You know, that would have been great to have. Some story mode costumes are missing. That's a big issue. I'm kind of brain farting. I'm sure if I like sat down and like, you know, meditated on it for like 10 minutes, I'd have way more things, but this is all I can think of for now. I wish there was more gameplay variety in the cameos. This is the main thing I am sad about. Maybe a couple new moves to end on would have been awesome as well. Like Kung Lao, I didn't realize until people pointed this out. Kung Lao is so boring in this game. Like he has no sauce.
Base Kung Lao, right?
Yeah, base Kung Lao has no sauce.
Because I was thinking of cameo or base.
Yeah, base Kung Lao
gotcha.
has no sauce because they gave all his cool stuff to the cameo. He has no orbiting hat. He doesn't have hat shenanigans of any kind. Like he used to be like the trick kind of character. He doesn't have any of that in MK1 by himself.
No teleports.
No
That's
teleport
one of the
either.
things that they're losing there.
No orbiting hat around himself, which is fun too. He doesn't have his spin is just for escaping, so it's not nearly as fun as him doing it mid combo 7 times. That was always fun to watch him just keep spinning. Kung Lao is probably like one of the biggest hit characters in terms of gameplay go down. Like gameplay go down from previous game, go way down. Like say what you want about General Shao, but he's fun to watch compared to MK11 Shao. But
Okay.
It's interesting when you look at Kung Lao compared to the other characters who are playable and cameos. It even includes Janet, really. It's like a lot of the stuff the characters used to have, but they don't have for story reasons, have been given to the cameo versions. Janet has the shadow moves.
Yeah.
And, there are certain things that are only the classic Scorpion can do as a cameo, or Sub-Zero, and then Sector and Cyrax, prime examples of that, where the playable versions are very different. But that's the thing, is that they got new stuff. Like Cyrax isn't just doing the bombs and the spins, but she's got those goop bombs and stuff like that. She's got new stuff that makes this version stand out. Sub-Zero's got his all these cool weapons it makes of ice. Scorpion's got his Kusarigama for the cool spins and stuff. Mm-hmm. And Kung Lao gets nothing. Like, there's nothing to replace the old stuff he lost. It's just they just gave that all to the cameo. The playable version has nothing. It makes you wonder if the reason they said this guy should be a cameo as well is because this version is the new younger version. He doesn't have all the skills yet. He's only just find the origin for his hat in this very game. He can't have all these cool tricks yet. Well, I guess we'll make him a cameo so that those moves are preserved. Okay, and what we're going to give the playable version to make up for it?
Pata 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 pata.
Lizard brain. But that shit you had in MK11 is the thing.
Oh, I meant like a moveset like that.
Even the cameo gets that. The cameo has that for his throw. He's like, so when the game's like is a challenge.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Games
okay,
like, do a 5-hit combo. It's like literally just grab them and have Kung Lao do it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? It's because Kung Lao didn't win the tournament. If he won the tournament, he would have gotten the amulet that gives him electricity. There we go. It would have been Kung Lao with electricity. Damn. There's the hidden moveset that's missing.
Darn it all. We were robbed.
But you were bringing up cameos, and this isn't necessarily a negative, but I do kind of want to bring out at least it's a thing that people have complained about a lot on the internet and stuff. I do want to say I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the experimentalisms. Like, this is something that when people are like, yo, Mortal Kombat 1, let's go. Oh, I'm going to go to the website. Cameo fighters? What does this mean? Like, the cameo... It's like, nobody understood what this is. Nobody really wanted this. But it's just one of those things where it kind of shakes up the fighting game genre a little bit and whatnot. It's not completely unique, but it is quite unique in the grand scheme of things, like nowadays and stuff like that. So in some sense, I do appreciate experimentation, especially also the aspect of bringing back characters who are either A, super not popular, so they can't become a mainstay character, or B, like they just aren't on the mainstay characters, so like Sonya Jax and Kano this time, but at least they're referenced, or at least they're in the cameo fighters, or you're never going to be able to play Motaro, so why don't we just make him a cameo fighter? Like, there's some like merits to this system that I think I appreciate the effort is what I'm sort of saying, but on another hand, I do feel like they should have committed a bit harder, because like when a character is a cameo fighter, like boom, they're done. It's like there's no respect for these characters. Like Sonya's still in the game, like she's a cameo fighter. No, that's not the same. My respect for this character as a playable character is just it's like there's that sense, and I feel like they should have done a bit more to elevate these characters in that sense. On one hand, personally, I think that they could have done better. The cameo system is, I don't know if it's weird to say, but like I do think more cameos would have been cool. I felt like the fact that there's less cameo characters than the mainstay characters is a bit like I feel like that would have been like a cooler thing to be like the variety of things there. And then also we're talking about skins.
Yeah.
I think also, unfortunately, cameo fighters not getting the amount of love that normal fighters get for the skins is a bit of a shame.
That's a good point.
It's like
only Sonya
like
and
Shujinko?
Jax. That's it, right? No one else got 2 skins.
No, there was a couple.
Sonya Jax, Kung
Kung
Lao,
Lao.
Sector, Cyrax. Keep in mind, other than Frost and Serena's Christmas costumes, I'm pretty sure every cameo alternate costume is a retro one.
It's a retro or a new one. Like, Farah is new.
No, I mean the
new.
characters do have 2 costumes. If they do the extra alternate costumes, those are all just previous costumes. The only brand new ones made just for this as alternates were Serena and Frost for some reason.
So there's more classic costumes than I thought, but a lot of cameos still don't have a costume too, right?
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So that was kind of weird.
They just have color palettes.
Even Scorpion.
That's what I mean.
Even Scorpion Sub-Zero don't, because they wanted to give all the costumes to the playable versions, which makes sense. But like, it really devalues the cameo versions.
Big beefy boy.
That's the thing that I also.
You look small.
Yeah, that's the thing that I also think that sucks. It's like Scorpion and Sub-Zero have MK2 like versions of their designs and costumes. Okay, does that just mean that we're not gonna get those costumes for the main characters? Yes. Classic Kung Lao, not going on base Kung Lao. Damn. Sorry. Sorry.
Can we have MK2 Reptile at least? No. No. Not allowed.
No. You know, it's kind of weird. It's like in that aspect, I kind of wish Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Kung Lao weren't cameo fighters, so that they could have given those freaking costumes to the base roster.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean? Like, I don't respect the cameo fighters as much as the base roster, and I think that's kind of a bit of an issue.
The devs
if
didn't.
You really also pushing the system.
After season 1, they added literally 1 cameo character, and even that was half-assed. You can tell they just like cut together voice clips to go Matt and Bo.
The announcers at least. I mean, Madame Bo is still like a cooler in the grand scheme.
Oh yeah,
she's good.
She's a great pick. She's the last substantial content the game got.
Oh, we were saying how like Floyd was more like people were more excited about that than Conan, and the T1000 is like here's T1000, but everyone's like Madame Bo, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Which goes to show how fucked up it's been that for the last 6 months we've had no new actual MK characters added to the game.
Except Madame Bo, but again, it's a cameo fighter. But yeah, that's just sort of what I'm just bringing up I think if people wanted to accept the cameo fighter system more, they should have done more with it. Like they should have like pushed it more. But the fact that like I said, the skins there aren't that many. Like the characters, some of them don't have any like lines. Like they have like some grunts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like they just don't feel like they're part of the character. I wish they interacted more with the characters. Like sometimes like Janet Cage will be like, you know, she'll like talk and like when you have the victory line, she'll say something like that. But I kind of wish there was more things like Darius. You know, Darius, how people will like combo back and forth with Darius and stuff like that. I think it's like Tekken Tag Team when they do with like the outros, like their character interactions and things like that.
They needed unique.
I just want the
unique animations for certain pairs of characters. Scorpion and Sub-Zero, or Sub-Zero and Sub-Zero, Johnny and Sonya, Johnny and Janet, Lee May and Stryker, Sector and Sector, Sub-Zero and Sector, Sector and Cyrax, Sub-Zero and Frost, Noob Saibot and Serena. Like, there's so many they could have done.
This is a very mean way of putting it. Sometimes I feel like cameo fighters are kind of like those, you got a gacha games and you got your main character doing their cool poses and it's like, here's a PNG of a reference of something and then like the PNG like shows up and then comes back out and like a fireball shows back. That's the Liu Kang PNG fireball that shows up and whatnot. See, Liu Kang's in the game, guys. Be happy. It kind of feels like that. And I wish the cameo fighters, despite being an assist system, could have played more like intertwined into the gameplay more and stuff. Yeah. I don't know if you agree with this or not, Dog, because like Maximilian Dude always brings this up, but like shape up the game a bit more by like just making it so every cameo fighter has like an ambush. Like I have no idea how that will work out with the game, but I mean like I do feel like a shake up in the whole entire gameplay system as like a final push. Yeah. Like what they did with MK11. Like I think that could be like not a bad way to end it off and stuff.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I had that list off here.
There's like it's tough because we're talking about what we want added like now that's feasible. We're trying to not wander into that conceptual territory. Like, well, what if they just done this from the beginning? Because that's not the same thing we're talking about, right? I think
a bit of both.
I think ambush abilities for everybody would be good.
The time to ask for cameo Chronica is done. We can't ask for that anymore.
No, Chronica, I'm so
Well, I meant
sad.
even like just changing how the cameos work in general. I just had a random thought where you were mentioning how they interact more, right? Well, I thought about how in Tekken Tag, it was cool how the throws involved one half of both the characters doing something when it was a team throw.
Oh, yeah.
That was really neat. And I was like, well, that would have been actually easy to incorporate into MK1 if they had just done it opposite. So right now in the game, forward throw is the cameo, and back throw is your unique fighter's throw. Like Sub-Zero's throw is back, but his cameo throw is forward throw. If they had reversed that and made back throw the cameo, it would have been so easy just to have the character you're playing as have a unique animation where they grab the opponent and somehow put them behind them. So Sub-Zero could freeze them, leap over them, and smack them towards the other side of the screen. Then the cameo comes in and hits them and does their throw, right? Sub-Zero could spear them, spin them around behind him, and then the cameo comes in and does something. That'd be way sicker than just shove you, walk off screen, and cameo does their thing. It's way less dynamic.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to animate
That's
the main
why-
fighter walking back into frame after the cameo leaves, because the camera would just pan back over to where the main fighter already was before they back through you, and they just already be on screen. It fixes so many problems. So hindsight is 2020 in that regard, and it would have had more interactions. Yeah. I think it would be cool to add.
Like I said, Darius.
Go ahead, Darius. Yeah. Oh yeah, when he
Darius
spins
is like
you
the
around and
closest
shit.
to like a back and forth, and even then it's like you're fighting, you're doing moves with Darius and things like that. Like that's the closest to be like a little bit of what I'm saying. And also, in hindsight, it's 2020, but like the running back and forth thing, I just remember how silly that looks. Or it's like you look at MVC, it's like they just jump in, jump out, and stuff like that. I guess they wanted to keep that realism, so you gotta see 90% of the characters like run in and run out. So whenever characters teleport, it looks cooler. Like how Chameleon just like bye. Or like Motaro to teleport him back. It's like, oh, that looks cooler than just.
I think Motaro. I think Mavado swings away too, which is interesting. For
some of his
little
moves,
cool ways to get out of there. Jax just goes ooh and like walks away. I think Sony just runs away, which is funny. Yeah.
Tiny little Madam Bo just sprints off screen like an Olympic sprinter.
Yes.
Just suddenly imbued with the speed force to get out of there.
Yeah. So little things like that could like definitely fix the game. I wanted to add one hot take because I need to have a hot take here. I think one of the best decisions they could make, which would upset a lot of people in the short term, but be way healthier for the game in the long term, they need to like remove abilities from certain cameos because they're just too popular and they're not going to stop being overplayed unless this move goes away. So, for example, I think Chameleon needs to have some huge nerf because otherwise she's still going to be like a top 3 most played cameo, like both at tournaments and online, because the fact that she has all ambush attacks is too strong. Like it's so good that she always has an ambush attack available, and she's like twice the moves that everybody else does. Same with Trimmer. Like they need to lose something to make everyone else more popular because they keep buffing Frost, they keep buffing, like they try to buff Kung Lao, his cameo. Which, to be fair, he was great when the game first came out. They're trying to buff these lesser played cameos, but it's not going to matter if these top ones have all this stuff. That's the issue, is they gave like all the sauce to a couple of cameos, and it's like, well, now they're going to be the only ones people play. Like same with Janet, her jump punch should be nerfed somehow to where it's not that good because people are going to keep using Janet for that jump punch. It's just too good. They already kind of nerfed Mavado by having his like ambush be a little bit weaker, and they had his
nerf HP.
Yeah, the HP nerf, which was smart. I think Chameleon should do that too. Chameleon should take 100 of your health away or something. I don't know. That could be the solution. The different health values confuse people a lot. That's probably one thing that they should have never done, but it's just a hindsight thing. Characters having different health values, I think, throws people off. And having the cameos change their health was also confusing for people. They didn't know that because the game doesn't directly tell you. Like when you pick I'm brain farting on his name. Centaur Man.
Motaro.
When you pick Motaro, you get a health
got it
nerf.
wrong. Fuck.
What did you just say?
I called him Mavado. What the fuck? What's wrong with me?
Oh,
no.
Motaro, Movado. Understandable.
Yeah, when you pick Motaro, there's no indicator on screen that he removes 50 of your health. And they got rid of that finally. He's a neutral now. He doesn't take your health away or give you any health. But there should be like an indicator on screen when you pick the cameo, like plus 50 HP or minus 100 HP. Like when you pick
that's
them.
True.
Just basic stuff like that. They could add that. They could add that right now, and that'd be great if I could make them do anything. That'd be good. Yeah.
True. Small changes.
So, yeah, I think you all had the best recommendations. I'm just here kind of rambling about what could have been.
Again, these are just small things that I thought of in the last couple of days. These are things that you can go off on. Like you can make a list. That's why I think it'd be fun. Like if somebody really compiled a thing of like what this game should have had. after 2 years and they still don't have it yet, kind of a thing.
Well, player lobbies.
And
People
also
want.
some of the,
I don't know why that's such a big contention, but people want player lobbies apparently. So, or public lobbies, like rooms,
yeah,
which I haven't
that
used in
sounds-
forever,
that
like in any
sounds
fighting game.
nice.
But I guess
No,
people
that's not
want
a
it.
bad idea. I think for a game with customization, the idea that I can just hang out in this lobby as my customized Liu Kang to show him off.
That's cute. Just hang out with friends and stuff like that.
And then
sure.
we can add more lobby environments. Like, well, it starts off. Well, here's the lobbies. We're going to have the pit, Shang Tsung's throne room, the Colosseum, Cage Mansion, and like one or two others. Then it's like, okay, well, a couple months in, let's just throw another one. Here's the Living Forest. Have a fun Living Forest one because I don't know, Reptiles DLC this season or something, right? So then here's a stage for Reptile, and then you can just add more and more lobby locations.
Wait, are you suggesting like a lobby, like how you have a little avatar running around
Yeah.
with your
Snake's
like,
thinking bigger than what I meant. I just meant Snake
thinking
like
like
you just like you
Dragon
join a
Ball
random room and it
Z's
just has their
lobby.
names. Yeah.
Yeah, Snake is thinking like that. That'd be kind of cute. Just like
because-
before you fight, your little characters can run around.
'cause I-
Invasions mode, like the top down.
Yeah, because I had a lot of fun with the first fan game I played online was Dead or Alive 4, and that had a lobby like that. Here's a cool little
Okay.
Japanese room with your little ninja, and you can like do Dogeza and go come in and stuff like that, like cool stuff like that. That's fun. But of
That's
course,
why I wish
you
that
don't do chibi characters in a Western thing. You have to do like proper realistic. So let's use our customized characters. I want to show
That's
off my
why I
Like
character.
wish
Invasions
that
mode,
other
top
games,
down.
like every console should have kept doing the Xbox customization little guy, the 360
Yeah.
had, or like the Mii character and the Wii, because then the
guess
the
Tekken
games
did that,
themselves
yeah.
wouldn't. Sure, but I wish that the consoles did it because then the games wouldn't have to. They could just use
Oh.
that guy like 360 did, and it was so much fun. Like remember King of the
The
Hill
Mii's
and
and the
like
Wii's, right?
yeah. Remember how in King of the Hill for MK 2011 you could like have your guy there and cheer and stuff from the bottom?
Yeah.
Like that's cool. I
I've
like
seen
that.
those, yeah.
And I don't want the main games to have to do it only because that means less time given to the characters or the story or the balance. I don't want them to waste time on little avatar boys. I actually kind of hate that, but that's me. I despise that.
Yeah.
Like I think it's for Tekken it was cute because it was a separate game mode, like actual story and everything. So it's more forgivable.
Oh.
But like when some games do it just to walk around, I'm like, yeah.
I think what I'm picturing is close to the battle hub from Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
But instead of it being here's my
Okay,
instead of
yeah.
here's my customized story mode OC, it's this is my customized version of one of the characters. So here's my customized Scorpion that I'm going to fight you with in the next match.
That sounds cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
That already sounds like a potential for a cooler story.
And they could easily
Well,
do it
don't-
because the
don't-
technology is already there. They have invasion mode, which already has your custom
Exactly.
dude running around. Yeah.
But just make it for lobbies. Don't make it a thing where it's like this is literally the main menu. I don't want to run around on the main menu. I want the main menu to be a fucking menu. I want to be able to just go.
I see what
press-
you mean. Yeah.
Fuck. Don't do that. You know Arc System works. Arc System works smelly bad. Stop it.
Oh yeah, I think that
Are you
Guilty Gear
specifying Dragon
Strive
Ball
did the worst
Fighters?
possible version. I hate that lobby thing so much.
Oh, Strive.
Like I
That's right.
despise it. Yeah, I think DNF Duel did better, and in that the lobbies are way smaller, and you're these little like chibi versions of the main fighters, but it's still 1,000 times better than those stupid 8-bit like dudes that jump around. I despise that. It also doesn't fit the tone of Guilty Gear at all. Guilty Gear's metal, like hard rock and roll shit, and it's like do do do
That is
do,
bullshit.
with parts of the Caribbean music in the background. Like what is this? Sorry, a little mini rant. It's like over 5 years too late, but
No worries. I mean, they finally added rank recently, so even
They
if it's 5
did?
years late, it can still be. You didn't know about that?
No,
They
I'm
finally
just
added
fine.
that recently. They're actually adding rank into Guilty Gear Strive finally.
To be fair, I'm so out of the loop with Guilty Gear because used to I at least got trailer notifications because I was still watching Guilty Gear every now and then. I stopped getting trailer notifications like a year or two ago, so I didn't even know Dizzy was added to the game. And I was like, oh my god, they added the character that I wanted since launch, and I didn't know. Yeah. She's fun. Her
now
move
we-
names are stupid. Like
Yeah,
it's
I-
cute,
I-
but for a
I
guy,
only
it's
knew Dizzy was in the-
impossible. Yeah.
I only knew Dizzy was in the game because people were drawing fan art of her, and
Yeah.
that was it. I don't remember
Yeah.
there being a big thing where it was like, oh, Dizzy Trail, It was just Dizzy's in the game. I draw her new costume.
Quick tiny segue because y'all might find this funny. So with some characters in fighting games, they get cute with the move list and have a reference to lore, right? Like Zatanna in Injustice, her moves are all backwards because how her spells work.
Uh huh.
So with Dizzy, her move names are all what she uses the move for in like her daily life or like her lore. So the move where she freezes the ground, she goes, I use this move to catch fish. And that's the name of the move. I use this to catch fish.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
And it's cute if you're just reading it, but if you're trying to make a guide, dear Lord, that'd be so annoying. Like, yeah, so I use this move to catch fish for this situation. You have to think of a nickname for every single move.
I use this to catch fish safe on block.
The worst is, okay, here's your bread and butter combo, and then each move in this like 4-hit string is like it's like a light novel title, and it's like that's your bread and butter combo, and it's like, please just use numbers. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Okay, we were bringing this, but I also think like recently this happens in the Fortnite season, because in Fortnite right now every single gun is a Star Wars blaster because it's a Star Wars season. So when you say like I picked up a shotgun, I picked up an AR, I picked up like a pistol, right now every single gun has their Star Wars canonical like names. So it's like, guys, do you like the DL-44 blaster pistol?
Yeah, I was gonna
How's the
say.
CR2, the ACP scatter, the DLT? I saw like some people making guides, and they'll be like, so I like using the A280 CFE blaster instead of the IQ-A11 marksman blaster. It's like, who's gonna remember this? And they're gonna revert it all back in next season anyways.
Because seen the AI Darth Vader thing, where he's like player name, your skill with the DL-55 blaster. It's like even Vader's sprouting what names they are, which is really funny, because the idea of like next season, or here's Iron Man with like Eric Loomis or Robert Downey Jr.'s voice, and he's just like, hey, your skill with Captain America's shield is really good.
Captain America's shield and stuff, yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that's a transition or not, but like, on one hand, I feel like we can, before we conclude this like what they should have added conversation.
Yeah.
I actually think it's not a bad idea to kind of segue into invasions, because there are some things that will like kind of intertwine with the last like subject. Basically,
Are the new dresses here yet or
wanna...
not? Are like the Tanya and Mileena and Katana, or is that the next season?
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
Unfortunately, no.
Well,
this season is still new though.
I don't think we know how those costumes will be added, but I assume they'll just be in the store later this season.
Also,
We actually,
is it
I remember
double
there's
XP
leaks
weekend
that
right
say
now?
like they're
I think
gonna
it
be
is.
in invasions.
Oh.
Yeah. Which
I
yeah,
wonder how long that
sadly
lasts for.
snake,
The double XP, because it was going on yesterday.
the-
I think when I did my video. Yeah.
You have one more day. I just saw it basically.
It's a good way to earn
I was
dragon
doing
crystals. It's a lot easier to get to level 15 or level 20. Sorry.
20. Yeah. But I'm gonna assume only I play the new season. I'm guessing.
I'll play it at some point. I've not played it yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you will play it later, because there are literally new skins.
I'm sure
of the
you
new
will,
palettes.
Snake.
I'm sure you will, Snake. But the TLDR situation is like, we were kind of waiting for this new invasion seasons to tell whether or not Mortal Kombat is going to be dead or not, because if they don't announce any new DLC characters now, then that means there's not going to be any new content, because usually every new season there's either a new character from the past. Like, that's how they did it like for the last year basically.
There's a new Kalima palette.
Yes. But yeah, worth mentioning, most of the new stuff that they added this season, because usually it's like a repeat season, and what they'll do is they'll add, say, season of Sub-Zero, then they're going to add Sub-Zero palettes to the DLC characters. Well, this time, they didn't only just do that, they didn't just add like the shitty like red, green, yellow Havoc season, bless that soul, worst season ever, I fucking love it. They didn't just redo that for like the DLC characters. Actually, did they even do that for the DLC characters? Did they have? I think they I think so, now that I think about it. But they added some new purple Mileena versions of these characters, for the Mileena season. So now you have actually like proper purple palettes for like these characters, and they actually also have like some like Tarkot skins on their bodies and stuff. So it's like actually remakes like Go Ahead Snake.
Which, remember, they did have a few purple, very small number the first time around, but now it's become like an actual thing. I guess because the jig is up, everyone knows, the Chaos suffers for Chaos reigns. So it's like...
This actually kind of makes me think in the Combat cast before this season, like last year, before the season of Mileena came out, they were like, "Yo, you guys are gonna love it." We did like Tarkat things on the characters, and it's like the red, yellow, and like green character show them. It's like, what does this resemble Tarkat? But then you see these purple ones on the skin. There's like some like spikes and stuff like that. So it's like, I wonder if this was the original idea, but they just ran out of time. And now it's like, well, we ran out of time last time, but since we've already created a couple, we might as well just show them in this season. Here you go, guys, the Mileena stuff. I know you guys want this.
Damn.
Yeah, this game's development's been a fucking mess. Like I would not.
It is.
I would not put it past them to have done all of that what you just said.
It is also
Ooh, new
like a
Cyrax
bit
palette.
sad because every single character, at least actually, that's the point I'm making. Like almost every character got a Mileena palette. I think it's for the Order of Darkness ones for everybody, but then you just have some characters that just unfortunately get skipped out. Any guesses? That's right, Lee May. Sorry, girl. No Mileena palettes for Lee May.
That's fine.
No
She's got a
Mileena
whole new
palettes.
outfit. It's fine.
I guess. Geras, nope, no new ones.
I see
Geras.
Tanya's getting a new Chaos palette.
She randomly did. Yes, I got it, and it's like, cool. I'm like, wait, that's a new one? Like, okay, thanks. I did get that one.
There's a new Quan Chi
Reptile-
gear. That's cool.
Yes. Reptile did get one, and I was like, okay, cool. They gave like the Order of Darkness Reptile like a purple one. He looks nice. Then let me check his lizard form, and it doesn't change. Boo hoo. Okay, there's your Reptile update.
Who. Yeah.
See, the thing is, the Cyrax and especially Sector ones are really funny because they still have so much of the normal color on there because they are literally
They do.
identical otherwise. Because at least with the boys, it's like, oh, the boys have different faces. Sector and Cyrax cover their faces. They could have at least changed the style of the dreadlocks, but no, they're just identical, so they can't go all in on this is the purple Sector because then it looks like purple Cyrax.
There's a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red. That's right.
It's so silly. I
It's
hate
pretty
it.
funny.
It's so dumb and silly.
Uh,
Funny, but I hate it.
But yeah, I did this. I wanted to play this season in Invasions because I wanted to at least get the purple like palettes for these characters, so that way it's like, okay, got the compilation of these things, like whatever. And playing this season, man, it made me be like, oh, it kind of sucked the life out of me. I felt like I got soul sucked playing this season again, just being like, oh my gosh, Invasions.
Guys, he said
So
it.
boring.
Got a soul sucked.
Brusque Poet retweeted this. I'm just sorry.
I just get so passionate about feminism. What are you, Logan Paul?
I just like it
What are you, the
because he's
deep?
so buff. Like, it's such a buff. It's Sub-Zero so fucking swole. He's just there to defend his women.
No, what's
Let's
especially
go.
funny is Bihan being like, oh, I'm so passionate about feminism.
There will be no women in my linkway.
That's right.
This is M1K Bihan. When Liu Kang's like, oh no, Bihan, you are a feminist. You are a feminist. He recruits women to be Sector and Cyrax instead.
What? Something to kind of mention is like, I wasn't very vibing with this season Invasions. Like, it's also because I've already played it. It's literally playing the exact
Yeah.
same thing again. That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But I do want to bring up something that is going to be relevant to the topic of what we just said about things they could have had to make the game better. And also, Dog kind of brought this up too. I remember this was an item that they had in the past. I think we brought this up before a couple times, but I just decided to like mess around with it this time, and I'm like, oh, why don't I just give it a look see.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the specific relics that like give characters new moves. Now, I think you guys know about this, right? In Invasions, you can like use relics that will like give characters new moves.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know to what extent basically, so I decided like this time I kind of wanted to just mess around with it. It's actually kind of cool, like some of these new moves that they will give to like these characters. So like here's like Kung Lao's that I messed around with. Whoa!
Whoa!
I hear my
Oh,
you know, my
man.
reaction and stuff.
Wow.
Sometimes the
nice.
characters will get basically the boss moves.
Yeah.
But then they also get like additional effects. I don't really highlight the effects, but like the one for Kung Lao I do think is kind of funny. You know his spin move?
Yeah.
Well, if you wear that relic for Kung Lao, he gets an infinite spin.
Nice.
Come spin to win. Hell yeah. Oh, and it avoids projectiles, so you can just keep doing it.
Oh no! I had the projectile
Oh.
ability, so
Gotcha,
that's why you
gotcha.
see me avoiding the projectiles. Yeah, I mean, I don't get hit out of it because that move is like invincible, but I do take damage.
I love that
if I didn't have that.
for this mode that's all about being pelted by random shit coming in from off screen. They give you a relic that lets you turn into random shit coming in from off screen.
In hindsight, you know what would have been a really good decision by NetherRealm to make like invasion more relevant? If they added like an invasion versus mode where you can use the relics and stuff against each other.
A little bit. That's sort of where
Like
I'm.
all the new moves and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, like, I use the enhanced version.
Or at least play the boss versions of the characters.
Shao got the the bump basically, like that move. So it's not like too like interesting. And then Reiko's I think is kind of interesting. Sorry, I had these prepared, but I had to like handbrake them because Discord has its like little little shenanigans. So I'm kind of handbraking them as I'm saying it here basically.
But I'm sure you can show the full handbroken version.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah. So you guys get the full 1080p 4K whatever glory. We get the shitty 360p version.
Yes. Sorry, I made this complaint in my last video about Reiko. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I present Reiko with a spear. Yay! Jade's in the game, guys. Jade's in the game.
It's really funny that we have this massive subtitle in the middle of the screen saying "hype" while you're using the move.
Yes.
It's like even Johnny's like, you know what, this sucks, but fuck, that's good.
That's kind of hype. One thing I actually think there's actually a bit more effort put into this move than like meets the eyes, because like you can go how you know how to use this move is you go into like the moveset selection, and then it'll be like how like you equipped this. Now you can use this move by inputting like this thing into it and stuff like that, and it tells you like the regular input and the enhanced input. The enhanced version of the I was about to say the Jade staff, which literally it is the spear move.
I was gonna say Sonic, what you said is incorrect. The way you know how to learn how to use the move is you be familiar with Jade and MK11. That's how you know how to use the move.
And does it work like MK11 or not? Where if Jade used that move, if you enhance it, can you also jump cancel into it? No, jumping isn't that big of a deal in MK11.
Jade has
so
zero
game,
combos in MK11 for the most part. That's how I know the answer to that question. Almost none of her moves extend combos. She has one.
So in the in that move, the spear move, if you enhance it, you can also jump cancel it into like a jump combo. So it's like, oh, there's a bit more merit to this move than just like for adding it for fun. This is adding it just for fun. This move that I'm sending right now with Kenshi.
Oh, hell yeah.
Also, that relic makes it so you have infinite Sento. That's what I mean. It's like you have infinite like the spirit like ancestor next to you like the entire time if you have this relic on. So it's kind of this is kind of an OP one.
This reminds me.
I just want to add the eye poke.
Yeah, this OP move reminds me of Armageddon when you had Create a Fighter, because you got to use a lot of moves and abilities from the main cast, right? One of Kenshi's moves in that game is so busted. You do the input and he just does a little pose and he'll punch you wherever you are on screen. Like his little spear goes and like hits you, or like something hits you, like one of his like mental projections. I forget exactly how it happens.
Yeah.
But my point is, in a 3D fighting game where you can sidestep, jump, and move around, Kenshi has a full screen track you move that just goes to where you are and attacks you. It's so hilarious.
That's pretty busted.
Luckily, you have time to see him like animate before he does it, so even my casual friends would just like walk forward, see me do the animation, block, block, block. But it's still funny how you have to walk in on him, because he can just keep doing that move if you don't get in on him. It's so funny.
You actually did say a certain important like word just then, which is what I'm kind of getting at. But finally, I'll send like the coolest move that you can use currently. I haven't finished. I have 2 more mesas before I beat this invasions mode, but I do have one more I can show, which I think is like the coolest, and you can see why, because it's Shang Tsung. What do you get at Shang Tsung? I'm quite excited about this one.
Oh, actual moves from the ninjas.
Yes. which he can use in his like boss arena, basically. Now I will say a bit of a shame because he only can use 3: Smoke, Scorpion, and Rain. I was hoping like they just added like this threw in a bunch, but at least there's 3.
Wait. If you're gonna do this, surely you should have made it moves from the ones that he had in MK11. Like, here's the ninja moves he had in MK11. Just give him
Noob,
those.
Smoke, Rain, right? Well, actually, he kind of had them all-ish, right?
Yeah, it's like all the ones who weren't playable. Noob, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero were used for his super move. All the rest were used for his normal moves that you could have.
Yeah, Smoke, Reptile...
Smoke, Reptile, Rain, and Ermac.
Yeah, okay.
So
well, Rain did...
You think that would be the theme for it, as opposed to just... Here's Scorpion and 2 other random characters.
Well, the thing is, Shang Tsung can actually literally use 7 ninja moves, like, in the boss. So I think they just decided they were just going to copy whatever. Just hurry up. Just put it in, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, it's still cool that you can actually play Shang Tsung and just use, like, these moves, basically. Wow. But, yeah, what I want to get at is the fact that this is, like, the longest time, this little short moment, just putting on these relics, just trying out these new moves on these characters. It's like the last time I've ever had an ounce of fun in Invasions mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, using new wacky moves on these characters that you cannot use except this mode, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I also got to bring up like the thing that you just talked about, Chona Dog. This game definitely felt like it was very close on the precipice of Creative Fighter.
Yeah.
Especially with those hybrid characters in the Armageddon mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like one of the biggest criticisms that I say, especially one of the things that I do feel like in hindsight they should have done to really help this game out, is that they should have given it another year. Like there's so many things that felt like they're underbaked. Like they could have done something that made me feel this ounce of fun in Invasions mode if they had calculated it better, if they had just like they cooked it a bit more, just something else. Because this just feels like reuse asset, reuse animations, reuse mode, and done. But I felt like they could have made something more special. Sup, Nick?
Do you mean another year of initial development or another year of like post-launch development?
I meant before the game releases, like delay a year and then release. That's what I mean. That's what I think. This game needed to cook a bit more.
Squad, you ruined everything. Watch my video about Ermac if you don't know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, that's currently how I've gone through Invasions, just a little bit, like a bit of an update, and I don't think we're ever going to talk about Invasions in the future. Maybe I'll talk about the skins you get in there because there's other new ones. But yeah, just thought it's funny that they did a Mileena season and actually added Mileena ones a year later.
Yeah, I feel like the only way we're going to talk about Invasions again, realistically, is if they add some kind of option where you can just play any of the seasons whenever you want or something like that, because there's no actual new content. It's done. It has been for months now. This is the 4th repeat season, so so maybe we might go, oh yeah, season is rolled over, go get your Dark Raiden skins when that comes around, but that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's funny too because one of the main gripes people are having that the game has ended early is that NetherRealm and Ed Boon did say this would be the longest supporting NetherRealm game, which
you said the words. You said the words.
Longest supported.
Yeah, I mean that's the controversial thing that's been going on recently.
Did he say longest supported? Because I thought he said that for 11. I think with this one he said MK supported it for years.
He said I don't have the exact tweets for that maybe, but there is a tweet going around right now a lot that has him saying, because he was asked why MK11 ended early by someone, and he said he kind of did a really like businessy response. It didn't feel very human, felt kind of AI generated. It wasn't, but it felt that way. He went, MK11 was our longest supported game. Next one should be supported for even longer. And that's the tweet going around right now. Now that's way before the fact, obviously, but then I think more recently, after the game came out, he said it was supported for 3 to 4 years. And it didn't even make it 2. Because it actually had less support.
He did say that? 3 to 4?
I think so. Someone did.
And the clip
I remember him saying that, actually.
I've only seen him saying we plan to support it for years.
Years.
Well, that would still be incorrect then, because...
I want to say it here, like I said on Twitter, and I'm glad a lot of people were agreeing. Some people weren't. Some people got really mad. Just because Ed Boon said that it's going to be supported for years and then it doesn't plan out, doesn't mean he was lying.
True.
Because it doesn't mean he's being dishonest, because he doesn't actually control how long this stuff's going to last for. It's the people at the top at Warner Bros. infamously bad financial decision makers who decide when the game is done. It's like, well, the game, we want you to make another MK game or whatever. This one's over. So I'm sure Ed Boon does want to have an MK game be supported for years and years, like a Street Fighter 5 or a Tekken 7, but it's just not lining up that way. That's just never really been the business model at the end of the day. So yes, you can argue Ed Boon should stop making such comments that are probably going to end up being untrue in the end, but it doesn't make him a liar. I think he's just, I'm not sure what the right word is, kind of reckless with his words and this stuff. He should be a bit more considered, like, okay, just in case we don't get to fulfill this promise, I shouldn't say this. I should be a bit more vague. The aim is, or the hope is, that we can support the game for many years. And Dog's just fucking off. He's bored, so I should probably wrap this up. So, yeah, yes, it's fine to be disappointed and say, Ed, you should know better by now. But because when the last one was during COVID, that obviously had a huge impact on how MK11 worked out. So it's not unreasonable for him to then think, well, COVID's not a factor for this game. We'll probably be able to support it longer like we wanted to for 11, and then it just didn't work out because WB is just forced them to rush the game out to meet a deadline because Suicide Squad was delayed, because that was what they were putting all their eggs in that basket. And now MK is... and 1K is just fucked because of that. So, I mean, and even if the next game comes out and everything is ideal, it get all the time it needs to be a really good game and people love it, and they put out banger DLC content and everyone loves it, there's still no guarantee that it's going to keep going, because at the end of the day, what's going to make more money? A new season of DLC or a brand new game?
Exactly.
Yeah. I was about to say that. It does feel... And also I will say, if the game somehow doesn't have the definitive edition and they prolong it maybe with one singular character or one cameo fighter, here's the Harumi cameo fighter, it's and then they technically meet the quota of it being 2 years, I think that's still kind of pathetic too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just a couple months away from it. It's and then people have compared it, MK11 and MK1 are literally months away from the difference of MK11 just got a little bit longer support compared to Mortal Kombat 1. That's what I've heard.
Well, that's the
just
question.
A couple months.
Is where do you count the end of the development of? Do you go with the last patch?
The tweet?
Because MK11, for example, it's the last. I think there was a patch after the costumes, right? I think that was the case. And there were those movie costumes. They came months after Pack 2. But does one pack of extra costumes really count as in a substantial way as it's still getting support? It's going to come down to individual. Me personally, I think the last major content, which was Combat Pack 2, the last set of characters, that's really kind of the end of support, really. But some people might say, well, costumes are still content. Some people might go, well, patches, it's still being updated and supported. So it's going to come down to the individual. So it's not really a truly objective way to do this, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Snake stole what I was going to say, actually, because the whole reason I started that whole support branch of dialogue that we're on now is because... technically, MK1 is done in the sense that people know it's done now, but that's not exactly the same as support. So depending on how you look at it, NetherRealm could say, well, there's still more invasion seasons coming, so that's going to go into the 2-year threshold, and therefore longer than MK11. That counts. Some people go, that's BS. I think a balance update matters the most to me because I'm a gameplay first kind of guy. So if I get more updates or balance patches, that to me counts as the end. I think costumes count too, but only if you can prove the costumes are still being worked on. They dumped a bunch of costumes into the game and they're already there. So for anyone who plays on PC and has hook mod, who gives a crap about when you release them later? I already have them. I've already been playing with them. I had that Sub-Zero movie skin for a while now. So I'm not sure if you count that as support, but yeah.
But you have bought it properly, so you are still supporting the developers, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just covering our bases. No legal issue here, guys. He did. It was just early access. That was all.
I'm wondering what the legal issues would be behind that, because I bought the game and they're in the game files already. So do I own them?
Don't play that game.
This is a debate people have been having since fucking Cross Tekken. Let's not get into that.
Well, Cross Tekken was extra devious because that was on the disc day one. That's a whole different bag of worms. But yes.
Yeah.
But point that I would also make is that I think Snake does make a good point about what would make more money, and it's that it does just feel like that. I
That's all
don't
it is.
necessarily have too many evidence against this, but the vibe just does feel like they're already working on the next game.
Oh,
Heck,
yeah.
they've already been working on it like a year
Yeah.
year ago, or like already.
This reeks of the DMC4 situation, where DMC4 sold fine. People are correcting me in the comments. It did not flop or anything. It just didn't sell big numbers, like apparently Capcom or someone who's in charge wanted. So that's why they did the whole reboot, pandering to the American audience, because, you know, theoretically America, big country, right? So I think that was the idea. And I can't find any numbers that are supporting like the same information, unfortunately, so I have no idea how these games sold, but that makes sense to me. And then Bioshock Infinite, same thing happened. Bioshock Infinite sold well, it just didn't sell crazy big blah, 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 like crazy amounts, so Bioshock got canceled, like no more Bioshock. And it's like, damn, dude, like even when games
Happened to Dead
succeed,
Space twice.
Yes.
Twice Dead Space it happened to, after 3 and after the remake.
Yeah.
Bullshit. If it's not doing COD numbers, it's a failure. That's the way these dipshits with all the money think.
That means that COD is like the
Unfortunately.
Mr. Beast of video games. Like, it's ruined the fun because it's no longer about art. It's just about making money. Call of Duty is the Mr. Beast of games because everyone's just trying to copy that now, and it's all formulaic and simple. Yeah,
It's not just COD. It's a lot of games. You
Oh,
know?
of course.
Like battle royales are successful. Copy that. COD is successful. Copy that and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's
even,
whatever is popular, people are just gonna copy it.
yeah. And I
Well, I say that, but
mimic
there's
what
not
Snake
many
said.
Among Us copies yet.
True. I mimic what
You know-
Snake said here, like in my video yesterday. Like, it really is just like the new DLC batch would probably sell fine, especially with fan favorites, but a new game would sell better. Like, just straight up, it makes more money.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I was just thinking then, so when you brought up Fortnite, I was thinking, well, one of the reasons Fortnite can make so much money is because it has kind of all these collaborations, because there's no gameplay component to a collaboration outside of, like, this season you're going to get Captain America's shield. It's like, when you have Captain America's shield as a normal pickaxe, it's just the same as any other pickaxe. It's no different from Mace Windu's stick or anything like that, right? They're all exactly the same. So how could a fighting game kind of replicate that? And I started thinking, if they brought back custom characters, they could make, like, here's a less priority character. Like, we're going to put in Billy Butcher as a costume alongside Homelander, and he's just a costume for custom characters. I know people are mad about that with like the Yor costume in Street Fighter and the TMNT and stuff like that, but in theory that could be a way to do these collaborations while the actual playable roster are just actual MK characters.
Yeah, that's actually
I mean,
like a cute way of doing it.
it does mean they have less options for, like, the cool references they like to do. Like, T1000 would just be like a dude. He wouldn't have all the cool liquid metal shit. But I feel like at least some characters you could do that just to get a few extra bonus characters in. Or,
You know-
or as an alternative to cameos, like, well, we're never going to get, say, Darius as a playable character again. Let's just say you can make Darius, give him a custom moveset, have fun.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, we literally do have another example of this kind of not doing so successfully, and it's called Street Fighter 6 and its Avatar fight characters. Right? There's a bunch of also, like, references and collab things in there, TMNT, or John Talbane and stuff like that, but it's like, is that working out really well? Because I feel like the majority that I hear
There's a couple of issues with that. One is the fact that you only have the one character. Like, you can't just, like, save a selection of. You can't go, here's John Talbane and here's
You
the
can't?
Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay, I never knew about that.
Yeah, 'cause it's just for the Avatar for, like, World Tour and for the all that
The
stuff.
hub.
Yeah, it's you're not saving customized versions of the character, which you shouldn't be able to do. But also the price, the absurd price of each of those. Like, why the fuck are the TMNTs so expensive? Fuck you, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
That was wild. And not just that, but why were you forced to listen to the theme song over and over again, too? Apparently, if you went to, like, the lobby, it just
the
kept
hub.
playing, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
My buddy was going
I think
nuts
it's a
with
bit
that
of a
because he loves Street Fighter, and he was playing every day, and he's like, God, dude, I may have to stop just to avoid that damn theme. I'm going insane.
I feel really unfortunate because it's like, it did feel like Street Fighter really put their eggs in that basket. It's like, people are going to love Avatar Fighter, so we're going to support Avatar characters for sure in the Battle Pass and all this jazz. And people are like, when are we getting costume number 4?
Yeah.
The game's been out for how long?
Costume
When are we
number
getting
3
costume
for a
number 4?
while. When we getting costume number 3? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Isn't 3? My bad. Oh, I forgot that's only 3. My bad. But yeah, every fighting games have their own issues. But today, we mourn the loss of our fallen brother and Mortal Kombat 1's ending here, basically.
So,
and what's up, Snake?
Are we done talking about M1K? Because there is a continuation topic we could move into if we've got nothing else to say about this game specifically.
I suppose. I have a topic that I didn't put here yet. That's really short, but after you're done with that, I can talk about it.
Dog, you
yeah.
got anything?
Wait. I'm gonna end it. So, Mortal Kombat 1 ending, in my opinion, is I have two ways of feeling about it. I think I've said this before. I'm very pissed that we ended on Chaos Reigns. Such a shitty way to end this fucking game. It's like, really? You're ending it on Chaos Reigns? You're gonna end it on that arcade ending where nothing matters. Noob Saibot escapes, and then it's just like we're back to status quo. You have like 20 things you need to address, and we're just not gonna go anywhere near those in the DLC. At least Mortal Kombat 1's ending ended really epically, so cool. But then it's like you have all these things that we need to address, and the DLC's like, but we defeated Havoc, so it's all good. We're done. Bye. See you 5 years from now. Bye.
Yeah, true.
Like I really hate that's how the ending is. But the thing that I'm kind of happy about, and I'm kind of more comforted about, is the fact that I see a finish line for my own videos.
True.
Like, okay, my Mortal Kombat 1 video has a finish line now. I can finish the chapters, finish Chaos Reign, boom, done. Then I make the big compilation video, and then I'm free. These damn chains can be off. I can finally talk about some other freaking games. Every single week, I have people requesting me to make a cage match video and an annihilation video, and I want to do that, but I'm just chained up by Mortal Kombat 1 for the past 2 years. So it's finally I see the finish line. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm rushing there. I'm gonna try my best to give you guys this epic. These last couple of chapters of Mortal Kombat 1 are shit. It's gonna be so fun to make these videos. There's gonna be so many funny edits and shit like that. I hope you guys are excited.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. And I feel the same as you. I'm finally free. I can start doing my other videos that I've had waiting in the back burners for a while now. I have a video about Street Fighter 6, a video about Street Fighter 4. I've got videos about Injustice 2, like all that stuff. And now I can finally break free and talk about that. So I'm actually excited.
But by the way, as a teaser, here's my thumbnail for the Sendo video.
Oh, hell yeah.
Even got the feet on
That's
screen.
That's going to get the Gooners for sure.
I had to.
In Quan Chi's face, Quan Chi's not amused. He's like,
Oops. Can you guys tell the reference, by the way? Like what she's doing?
Is that the Mai Shiranui pose?
Yes!
Yeah, okay.
Yes! That was just referencing the Mai like the victory pose that she has in Street Fighter 6 right now.
See, what you gotta do, Sonic... Well, actually, you shouldn't do this because YouTube will get mad at you. But I was saying if you were gonna be a true Gooner here, lower her forearm down, out of the way.
That's why I did it. Just saying. First off, to be more accurate to the pose, but that's also why I did it.
It was so funny doing that with some of my thumbnails. Like my jury beginner's guide, I had to do stuff like that where I had to pull everything up just so you could see the goods, for lack of a better word. 1 second.
And as you can see by the background, there's a lot of freaking animations in that episode that's already done. So I hope you guys are excited to see that.
What is Lee May doing? Because it looks like she's sniffing or licking her own hand. Is it meant to be a face palm?
Should I show it? You know what? You can just wait for the video that's happening. End of the month.
I do appreciate General Shao appears to be, but maybe that's Lee May's outfit. I was going to say it looks like he's wearing clothes for once because normally he's just got no shirt on. But actually,
that's Lee May. Yeah, that's.
He might still be naked. He might still be jocking it in the corner to Sidel. Which
don't worry,
good
guys.
On it. I get it, dude.
Don't worry, guys. I'm sure there isn't a lot of naked General Shao in the video.
This is so weird. I'm typing in Street Fighter. I typed in my Street Fighter 6 jury guide, and even though mine has the most views, it's not showing up in YouTube's feed at all. So I just type in Street Fighter 6. No. I typed in my channel name and then jury guide, and it's giving me either other Street Fighter 6 videos that have less views or my Street Fighter 5 jury guide, which is from a long time ago and has less views. Why is YouTube actively not showing my new stuff?
It's weird. Sometimes some videos get targeted. Like whenever I want to look up my my own gameplay video, I type Sonic XT Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay. Yeah. My first part will show up, but the second part I can't find it. And I'm like, but I need to but I need my reactions. I want to look for it. Every time I just can't find
It's
it.
just so weird when I type in
It's different for
exactly what it
everybody,
is.
to be fair, though.
Like, I type in deadass exactly what the video is. I can't even find it.
It do be like that.
I can't even find it in my my own YouTube channel. I'm searching through and I can't find. There it is. Finally.
Snake.
Okay.
But Snake, did you say you wanted to say something
Yeah,
while I
sorry.
was saying that thing?
My bad.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I assume you're gonna take a break from these once you finish the main story, just like a short month or two before Chaos reigns.
Yes, but the issue is, do you know what happens like the moment I'm done with these, or if I can finish these? The Mortal Kombat 2 movie comes out in October, literally when I'm finished with these. So I feel like that's gonna be my next goal before I can do Chaos Reigns. Like either a big video about that, or first a small one, then I do Chaos Reigns. So
yeah,
still a lot of content from me, guys. So don't worry about that. It's not like Mortal Kombat 1's over. I'm done for it. No. I have a lot of things I can still cover for like a year. But yeah, that's some of my ending thoughts on Mortal Kombat 1. Just like, I'm pissed. That's how we end off Chaos Reigns, and I'm happy there's a finish line for me. Dog, take it away.
With what?
Any thoughts about this? About Definitive Edition?
I want all the moves from Invasion to become regular moves. Like that's so annoying, or at least have a way that we can use them somehow. I don't care if you make it's only in casual mode or something. This is just, I hate when games do this, and NetherRealm's been doing it for a while. Ever since Injustice 2, they've been doing this crap where they lock moves behind certain things. But yeah, go ahead, Snake.
Oh yeah.
I've got a perfect one. What you do is, because these moves are for Titans, you make Geras as a cameo, but he literally has no moves. He just stands there and just grants you access to these moves. That's what he does.
Hell yeah.
But then these moves are tied to the cameo gauge. So that's how you activate them. So Reiko can do his little spin move because his Geras is there like, oh yes, Timekeeper Reiko, you can use this move. And he's like, thank you, Geras-sama. And he does the move.
I mean, I have shown they're quite fun to use. It's
Geras-sama.
like the Spirit Kung Lao and stuff like that. I literally have shown like using it in Invasions is pretty neat. So, yeah. It's funny that Tronadog, you're saying like, give me the moves from Invasions.
Yeah.
But also remove some of the cameo moves. Okay, they're too strong.
Yeah, well, because we've had time to actually use them. That's the difference, I guess, is that we have no clue how these moves play out. Like, I admit these characters don't need them. Like, Reiko does not need that spear twirl. It's cool, but he has no reason. It serves no utility, but I still want it. Like, it would serve no utility. He already has his meterless combo extenders. He has his metered combo extenders. He has his command grab shenanigans. He does not need the spear. But it would just be cool to have, because he's got it in Invasion. Like, Natara's entire gimmick is being an in-your-face character with 0 projectiles. I get that, but still, why does Invasion mode have the blood spit? Like, from the air? Why can't we have that? Like, why not? You know what? Why not?
Yeah, it'd be fun. Why not? Exactly.
I understand
well,
you can't give him all
like I
moves. You can't give Katana a move where she steps back on the D plane or whatever it's called in City of the Wolves. She can't just transition to the backstage and then throw her fans up and have them come down where you are. I get that, but just some of these moves would be fun to have. You probably can't give Reptile his multi-spit, blah, 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 blah. But you give him his little crawl move where he crawls across the screen. Be fun.
Oh yeah, I want that. It's so funny.
I think tying it to a cameo with no cameo moves would be one way to do it, because then it's balanced out by, well, you don't have these versatility options. Maybe even limits your options for breakaways and stuff like that to balance it out. Like
a casual mode, like how people have stated, like a non-cameo mode and stuff like that, I think would be good. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like maybe not for like ranked. Maybe ranked has to be like the core experience, but have for fun, you can have these other modes and stuff like that. That's the thing, because they went all in on the cameo thing, and and MK fans have historically been like, we don't like these things that add almost variety. We want things to be rote and simple and straightforward. So a lot of fans don't like the variations. They don't like the custom moves. A lot of this stuff gets like banned or standardized for tournaments. It's like, no, it has to be this specific way. It's like with Smash, people are like, no items, only this one stage, and it's like, fuck those people. I don't care for them. But if you're making the game, it makes sense to have some way to placate those people and to appeal to them as well. So it's like, you should have realised that a lot of people were not going to like the cameos. So there should have been some option to play without them. I mean, even Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is like, you don't have to have a tag partner. You can just be one character, and you get these little boosts. Like, you get a bit more health, you get rage, you get stuff like that, and that's how you balance it out. It's not perfect, but it's there for people who don't like the tag system in a tag game.
Yeah, in Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm, like, not the best FGC game, but still I quite like that game. That game has 3 characters that you play as, and you swap the characters basically. But you can also just choose 2 characters. What's the difference? Well, assist moves become way faster if you only have 2. So like there's actually a small advantage of just having 2 characters instead of 3. I'm assuming other assist games do this too, right? Or some other ones. But that's one that I could think of also. Like, just there's additional advantages of just not using a cameo maybe. That'd be cute.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all they had to really do, honestly, from the get-go. And I saw someone do a good job explaining why NetherRealm didn't do this. But one idea I had was like Tekken Tag, right? Where you can choose not to have a cameo, but the benefit is you get more health, your attacks do more damage. That's neato Toledo. But the reason they didn't do that is because why would any developer want to put all this effort into a new gameplay mechanic and then give you the option to not use them? Yeah.
The phrase, they admit defeat. By letting you have the option to not use cameos, that would mean for them it was a wasted efforts. Not adding tag team because they don't want you to not play with the cameos. That's the theory that I have.
The fact that before Madden Bo, the last new cameo they put into the game was it wasn't even alongside Takeda. It was alongside
Homelander.
Yeah, like that was the last one they did.
Farah.
Yeah, that was the last one before they added Madden Bo, and so that was what, like 8 months before. There's no new cameos otherwise.
Tag team was in the game and you could use hook mod to play it, and then they manually removed it. Kind of says a little bit of a, it just feels like they're like, we weighed the cameo system, we balanced it all as shit, we're gonna make them play it. Okay. There's a little bit of that aspect there too. But yeah, any other final things you want to say before we get to the snake topic?
I mean, but what I would say about the game is, I've said it before, that the idea of the game ending so soon it's a mixed bag, because on the one hand, yeah, this game has been kind of bad for most of its life cycle. It is for the best to just like cut your losses, move on to the next game. But at the same time, the game did have a lot of potential, and it is sad that it's not going to get to live up to it, and it's going to be left as this bad, unfinished. It's weird to call an entry in a fighting game the black sheep, because like every new entry in every fighting game series pretty much is the black sheep until the next one. This is shit, I'm going back to the old game. Like MK11 was that. Be like, oh, this is shit, I'm going back to MKX. And then one comes out and it's like, oh, 11 was this underrated gem. It was the best one. Oh shit, we're going back to that one. Street Fighter's like that. People like going back to Street Fighter 5. It's like, really, motherfuckers? You're going back to 5 after non-stop complaining about 5 for years? People will do that, and it sucks. And like, that is kind of the legacy this game's going to have. I don't know how many people are going to go, oh, 2 is bad, I'm going to go back to 1. M2K,
it is going to be interesting to look back, yeah.
M2K is going to be really interesting to see if people are like, you know what, this is bad, but it's not as bad as 1. Or if they're like, yo, this is worse than 1. I'm going back to 1. Not back to 11, back to 1. That was an underrated gem. It's going to be wild. But yeah,
I'm excited to see it.
Mixed, unfortunately.
Sorry, I'm reading some very long comment on one of my YouTube videos, and I sadly... I heard what Snake said, but now I'm reading this comment. I kind of want to finish it.
It's one of those, intense comments. I can understand.
I need to get a drink anyway.
I gotcha.
Oh, okay. I'll go get a drink, too, before we head off to our next conversation. But yeah.
Too bad I actually don't have to pee this time. I've had to get up and pee like 3 times, but this is the one time I don't have to get up and pee. Irony. Yeah, Snake's like TMI, Sonic's like TMI. But now it's just you and I. Yeah, you and me, the viewers. Just us right now. So it's time for quality alone time with Underdog and friends. Should I change the background to like a soft, warm red, or orange, as if we're by the fireplace, just cuddling up like Sindel and Sonic High XG's thumbnail? That could be fine, yeah? Just you and me until they get back. Are you enjoying yourself? You had a good day? Yeah? I hope you have. This could be Underdog ASMR, couldn't it? Yeah. Just us together, talking. Did you make sure to subscribe to Fort Snake's channel? Did you make sure to subscribe to Sonic's channel? Just making sure. Because I know you're already subscribed to my channel. And if not, that's okay. Nobody's perfect. I understand. And there's no obligation, but, just making sure you show the other fellas some love. They deserve some attention. Especially the Fort Snake lately. He's been on that grind. He's been hitting it. He's been doing great lately. I'm proud of him. He's doing great. Yeah, he's killing it. Yeah. His Spider-Man video is so funny.
Nice.
Oh, you heard it?
It's about a Spider-Man video being funny.
Yeah, I was just looking at your recent content. I'm like, everyone, if you're watching, make sure you subscribe to The Force Snake and Sonic.xd. I was like, Force Snake's been killing it lately with his content. I was just being nice.
Well, I would have been killing it if I wasn't ill and not making content for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. There's upsides and downsides to that. I do wonder if, back when I posted every 3 days, I got more views per video because people were just, waiting in anticipation. But when I posted every 2 days, the views kind of got divided. But I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm going to try and start posting daily for a bit and see how that goes.
Hi-tee-ho.
Sonic, you're going to have a fun time editing that me solo part. Because when you all left, I was just talking to just me in the chat. We're just having a good time.
It's always fun to look back and see what you guys say behind my back. So, what's up, Snake? What epic topic do you... Oh, I think I see what you're going to talk about with the thing in your hand now. You changed it from the baseball bat to this.
It's still about MK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, with M1K being over, the big question on everyone's mind now is, what's next for NetherRealm? What is the next game they're going to make? I thought it could be interesting if we talk about...
I thought you were going to say, is the Mortal Kombat 1 critique coming out? Yeah, that's what you're going to say.
Oh, hell yeah. The master video where Snake just rips on it for an hour straight, that'd be dope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought that's what
I'm going to make one. It's not going to be anytime soon because this news came out while I was ill.
Bless you. Thanks for muting your mic for the cough there. The sneeze. Snake, but I do want to say this though, because you're gonna review the game and the story. You're gonna review everything about the game, basically, right? You're muted.
I know, I'm telling my dad to shut up.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
So what are we saying?
Oh, I said you're going to review everything about the game, right? The gameplay, the story. Okay. There is one thing I do think you should put up front, at least promise me, you should do this. When you're going to talk about the gameplay, you're going to talk about everything. Do acknowledge that you're not able to perform a combo in the game. I think that's an important, level of a standpoint as to, where you're at with the game or what... Because I know you said, the combos are hard to do, right? You're not able to do those?
The combos specifically. The normal combos, I can generally get a basic string out, but combos not the kind of thing I've never particularly good at.
Yeah, you can't get up to 20%, right?
So doing long combos, I need to know what the combos are, but I always struggle with the timing. And I feel like this game is not good at giving you an environment in which you can practice properly. Here's a combo, do that. It's you didn't do the combo right, you explode and die. Thank you.
Well, that's in Invasions. There's also the tutorial of the combos you can do, but yeah, it is definitely not an easy, hold your hand and what to do, thing, but I do think it's important to at least put it out there that this is, the highest damage combo I can do, and whatnot. Yeah, that to at least get your level, your player at level out there, essentially.
I mean, I don't think there's even that much for me to say about the gameplay, really, because with 11, it was from the perspective of, I knew the view of, a lot of the stuff had been kind of big casualized things with the way the meters work and whatnot, so that's obviously going to be an issue for certain people, and generally it's a bit less interesting to watch for this and this reasons. But with 1, it's what can it say? Oh, the way supers work hasn't been changed. Other things have. Cameos exist.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, it'd be a small section at most. I might even just skip over it entirely, like I did with Injustice 2.
Yeah, what's interesting too is that I didn't notice this until years ago when an MK11 person brought this up. They were just a regular player, did a review of the game, and the review did pretty well in terms of views, and they were just a regular person talking about it. And from their perspective, I never realized this, and NetherRealm needs to understand they keep doing this, and it's a problem. the execution for certain things in this game is actually tough for like the casual level.
Yeah.
You don't notice it when you play every fighting game that comes out and you're just always playing fighting games. But if you put yourself in the shoes of a regular player and you try to like do the sequence, you're like, that's actually tough. Especially for some of the dial-ins. Like, you gotta go press the buttons really fast. And it's like, no beginner can realistically do that. That was a problem even in MK11, where Rain, when he came out, had that 2-4-2 string. That's like his main like B&B extender and all that. And you have to do all 3 buttons to get the second attack to even come out. And it's a short window. You gotta be quick with that shit. It was so tricky that I think Ketchup made a whole tutorial on it, or at least included a small tutorial on just that one string. And I'm like, bro,
Wow.
NetherRealm? Knock, knock. It's your casual fan base. What the fuck are you doing? Like, 90% of your audience
Where's
is probably
our
casual.
auto combos? Come on.
No,
Tekken and Street Fighter have them.
No. Auto combos suck a bag of dicks. Those need to go in a hole and die. But
Motor controls. Come on.
no. Sorry, no. The most I'll accept is what like Street Fighter did, where you can have like the one button special moves and stuff. But that's the most I'll deviate on this.
But yeah, so Snake, you're talking about the next NRS game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think it'd be interesting to discuss what we think the next game will be, because obviously the main two that people think would be either Injustice 3 or another MK game. Some people think it could be another MK versus DC. And a very small minority, I think, still think that it could be some other IP or
The
a new
Marvel
IP.
fighting game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's not happening. It's not going to be a Marvel fighting game. You are delusional. What do you guys think they're going to do for the next game?
So here's an interesting thing. Do you want to bring up the bet?
Oh,
Or do you think we shouldn't say that because it's not official and maybe the fourth person here doesn't know, but maybe we shouldn't make it public yet.
I'm
But there
gonna
is a
bring it
bet
up. I
going
want to
on.
make it public. I think it's fine. We just still gotta announce the 4th person yet. Would that be okay?
I have no idea. I don't mind either way. Sure. Okay, you can say the bet. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Just don't bring up the
So,
fourth person if that person doesn't.
There's a
want to say.
little 2v2 going on, right? A tag battle happening here, where half of us believe the next game is going to be Injustice. The other half believes that it's going to be another Mortal Kombat game. Now, it deviated from there, and we started to say, no, it's either Mortal Kombat sequel or anything else, but then I think we went back to Injustice versus,
Yeah,
or DC versus
Injustice
Mortal
3
Kombat.
versus Mortal Kombat 12, basically. That's that.
Yeah, that's 13.
And that's
Well,
like where
it
the...
would
it would be 13. That's true.
Fuck! Mortal Kombat 1 is fucked my brain. I
It
forgot
would be
that's not-
very funny if the next game was 12 and they just said, yeah, 1 doesn't count.
It's like we're
It
making a
won't,
sequel to
but it'd be
Mortal Kombat 11. It's like
That would be
huh?
the moneymaker, but it would also show zero confidence in their decisions, which is
Yeah.
a mistake in itself. Like, it's a landmine
So
to step
a Rise of
on, too.
Skywalker situation. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. Like, fuck Last Jedi,
Yeah,
right,
so-
guys?
so-
Right, guys?
So essentially, it started because it was me and this other
Last Jedi.
person that we talked to, and I'm saying it's going to be the next MK game. That person,
Same.
I don't think that necessarily they're like, yeah, it's definitely going to be this thing. I think they were just like, I want it to be Injustice, so I'm going to say it's Injustice, and then.
That person has evidence and
Oh, yeah.
a vibe.
Yeah, they got a feeling,
with
a good
these-
feeling about it.
Some of these articles, some of the things going around, I believe the next game is going to be Injustice 3.
Yeah.
Like that's how that started, basically.
And since it was a group chat, there was a bit of a joke about the idea of like a bet where me and this other person, we would bet buying the game for the other person if we're wrong. So if the next game is Injustice 3, I buy it for that person, and if it's MK, they buy MK for me. And then these two got roped into it somehow, I forget how. And basically they both
Dog
picked-
just believes Snake more, and then I just wanted to support the other guy more, so I
Yeah.
was like, fuck it, why not?
So now it's become a thing where like those two are also involved. They'll buy the game for each other as well. And
Yeah, I'll buy it for Dog. If Dog, are you cool with the Steam version, by the way? Does it have to be like a PS5 version?
Of what?
not that I'm never gonna buy it for you because I'm gonna win the bet for sure.
yeah, so it's just a fun little bet thing going on.
So yeah, because of that, I believe we're getting Injustice 3. That's guaranteed. It's happening. James Gunn's the leader of Warner Brothers right now. Guys, we're gonna get the Superman skin. We're gonna get the new Robert Pattinson Batman skins in Injustice 3, guys. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
King Shark's gonna be playable. Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting situation. The only way I think that Injustice 3 happens, even though I would prefer that, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's MK for sure. But the only reason it could happen is what you just said. If James Gunn is that good of a smooth talker that he really convinces WB, like, hey guys, I know that the first 2 Injustice games got outsold by MK versus DC, which is one of the least receptive or like worst recepted Mortal Kombat games. But hey, hear me out. That's the only way I think it would happen, because it's pretty clear they stopped MK1 because they want new game, because new game make more money than MK1 DLC. Which, while true, I also would bring up to WB, there's also more cost up front and more risk with making a new game, but F my logic, right? So MK1 should keep going. Anyway, but they stopped MK1 to make the next game, and the only next game that I think would make any money is MK. Like, Injustice will not make the money, and they want money.
Your perspective makes sense, because especially on the sales parts of things, when compared with Mortal Kombat sales and Injustice sales, like Mortal Kombat has sold more. That's one angle. There's another angle that I would look at, because I'm trying to get Injustice 3 to win.
Merch.
Injustice, sure.
Or endorsement
but what I mean to
from
say
DC
more
or
is
something.
like,
I don't know. Go ahead, yeah.
But what I'm trying to, there's also different audiences, you know. I don't think, like, obviously NRS fans are gonna buy either game, but I also do feel like there's a side of DC fans who are only interested in Injustice, and Mortal Kombat fans who are only interested in Mortal Kombat. A lot of times when we're talking about like the games in between, we're like, yeah, so after MKX, like in Mortal Kombat 11, blah, 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 and it's like, oh, we just ignored Injustice 2. Oh, Injustice Gods Among Us is also in this conversation, but it's like people kind of just talk about Mortal Kombat instead. So it's like a different group of like people, a different like money you're making essentially, I feel like. And also, like, you got to remember, people make games years before they're released. So perhaps Injustice 3 was already planned when Mortal Kombat 11 was still happening and stuff. So whether or not they see like the success of Mortal Kombat now is now. But does that mean they're going to like all of a sudden stop making the next game that's going to be released like a year from now?
Okay.
Don't know. That's just some angles I'm looking at basically.
I think that's a fair line of reasoning, but they don't just make them stop, I think. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, and if for anyone wondering what's the rules, if God, my headphone will not stay on correctly. For anybody wondering what the condition is of MK versus DC or whatever, we don't even have that on the table, I don't think, because that would kind of be a mix of both.
If that happens, the bet's off.
That would be my personal favorite. I would love an MK versus DC, even though it would probably undersell because it takes away stuff that the casual fans. I feel bad saying casual because it sounds like an insult. I don't mean that. I mean like the regular fans of Mortal Kombat, they want the tons of gore, they want the fatalities, both of which would assuredly be gone in an MK versus DC, or they'd be like very timid versions. I love that idea because, like Snake has pointed out, that's one of the main things getting in the way of all the customization, are the fatalities. So if those go away, we get to actually have more customization, and costumes and all that. Plus, I could give a crap about the fatalities. I don't care if that makes me a fake Mortal Kombat fan. I've always thought they were the most surface level. I enjoy them for a week, and then they're out of the game. That's how I've always felt. Like, So, sorry.
I would be making shock reactions, but we've had this take like 2 years ago, so it's not that big of a deal. But, DC has been being a bit more daring, showing their favorite characters getting, like, brutally murdered and stuff. Like, the Injustice Gods Among Us, like, movie, the animated movie, that's R-rated, even though it's not that R-rated, but I remember that's R-rated.
True.
In, Creature Commandos, like, there is a scene, like, in a what-if scenario, they do show off killing off Superman, Batman, and Peacemaker and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, well, do you see, like, is it super violent when Batman dies, or...?
Let me see if I can find a screenshot of it. It's like they're impaled, if I'm not mistaken.
Because that's the thing, is like, yeah, it's one thing to see, Batman impaled on a spike or something versus Batman having his skin flayed off and you can see like his skull and his eye pops out.
True.
There's levels to it. Like most of these characters have been shown dying horribly in various comics. Alternate universes in these comics are just excuse for people to die horribly, and it's deranged. But like, it's not quite the same as MK, And I can also see it be the case of there's a difference between watching Batman get torn apart versus the player being able to tear Batman apart,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a distinction like Arnold might have with whether he does the voice for his character or not, because he's in Predator Hunting Grounds, and like that's the Predator can kill people and it's violent, sure, but like it's not quite the same. So he'll put his voice in that MK.
I guess it's not the worst. They're just dead on a cross, and like all the bodies are around them essentially. Still,
Yeah, 'cause
they're daring to at least show like death like
Sure.
that at least.
I think it just depends on the character, but I think it would, no matter what, the violence would get toned down. I think it would probably get toned down to like MK9 levels, or maybe even like earlier. I can't imagine it would still be at the current level it's at. I think it would have to be toned down for these characters to be murdered violently.
Sure. Oh, actually, you know what? I was about to show Peacemaker, but then I'm like, Peacemaker does die brutally in Mortal Kombat 1, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
I think the Peacemaker one is honestly more a case of, because he's such an obscure character. It's like, who cares if he gets killed? It's more a case of, is John Cena willing to have his character model get torn apart? And he evidently said yeah, or maybe he's contractually obligated to say yeah. And then with the Joker, it's just like it's the Joker. It's fine. It's fine for this violent psychotic clown to get murdered violently, So
Yeah.
there's that to consider. My main concern with MK versus DC is the idea that it wouldn't be a sequel to the original, which some people might say, well, who cares? Well, I would rather see the sequel to that game where in the endings characters got abilities and weapons from the other universes, like Catwoman gains animality,
Oh.
Sonya gets a Green Lantern ring. I want to see that carry over instead of just
Kano is the Joker.
just like wild shit like that.
So funny.
Instead of just we're gonna do MK characters from probably the current timeline. So no Hanzo. So if you want Hanzo to be fighting against Batman, it has to be a sequel to the old one. Or they could just go General MK. But DC would absolutely be Injustice. Of course, it'd be the Injustice versions, which would suck. I want to see a real Superman. But I suppose that'd be better for a game with the violence, because it's easier to justify regime Superman punching through someone
Killing
as
people,
opposed to
yeah.
normal Superman. So that could work out in its favor to an extent, but I don't like the Injustice universe, so I don't think it would work. Broadly, me personally, I think it's going to be MK and not Injustice. One of the reasons is because Warner Bros. Has come out and said that going forward, they're going to focus their games on 4 core IPs. Game of Thrones, for some reason, Harry Potter, Batman, not DC, Batman, and MK. So, these are the franchises they're going to focus on. Okay, so when it comes to MK games, who makes MK games? NetherRealm. No one else. So if NetherRealm are going to spend the next 2 to 4 years doing Injustice, where's the next MK game going to come from? Like, they could do a spin-off, I guess, with another studio, but I feel like it's way more likely they'll just say, no, NetherRealm is just the MK guys. They're going to just do MK. And then Batman's going to get his games. You're going to get Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to be somewhat stable with these studios that make these games. I assume it's going to be the Hogwarts Legacy guys doing Harry Potter. No idea for Game of Thrones. We've got Batman coming in from Rocksteady. Maybe the Arkham Shadow will get a sequel, another VR one. And then with MK, it's NetherRealm. That's it. So just from this alone, I don't think it's going to be Injustice. But also the fact that the Injustice brand has kind of simmered down a lot over the last few years, partly because there's no new game. So the comics don't have something to lead up to. But the comics didn't even adapt Injustice 2. They just did, here's a story set between 1 and 2, and then they did a prequel, Year Zero, and then the guy who wrote most of those comics brought it into the mainline universe in the John Kent series, and that's kind of all they've done along with the animated movie, which I have to assume didn't sell all that well because there was no announcements of anything, like any kind of sequel or anything similar. I mean, I know it had its own ending, which, make of that what you will, but it's interesting that there's been no other animated movies out. They didn't plan it as a series. It was like, here's one movie, and the comics have kind of died down. The brand itself is just kind of over, and I feel like, I mean, I know it's not. I know it's because of the TV show. But they could have tried to tie Peacemaker into Injustice. They could have tried to tie Joker last game into Injustice, but it's just, but it's not the Injustice universe. It's general DC Joker or DCEU Peacemaker, effectively. So it really. I don't know if there's much demand for a return to Injustice, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think the main source, because you bring up comics and animated movies and stuff like that, but I do feel like the main thing about Injustice is just the games. I think that's the big, that's the starting point for all these things, and that would be 2017. since we've got anything new from that, basically. So whether that's happening or not, I think, yeah, it really depends on like, because I thought even back in the day, people thought after MK11, it's like, oh, I guess we're getting Injustice 3 now, because it's like back. But because like how successful Mortal Kombat has been more in recent years, I think they've been committing more with that. Yeah, it may sound like I'm on your side, but I'm still on Injustice 3 coming out.
Another point is, well, I know it's not necessary for it, but it will be weird to have another Injustice game without Kevin Conroy. I'm not saying they should abandon the whole series just because Kevin Conroy's gone. I mean, you could just get the actor from the animated movie, or just find like, here's the guy from the animated
Batman
movies.
Crusader.
Here's the guy from Young Justice. Like there are plenty of other good Batman actors. Get Troy Baker in. Maybe Troy Baker will do the motion capture and everything. Or Roger Craig Smith, who's presumably going to take over as the Arkham version, since he did in Arkham Shadow, because he was in Arkham Origins. So like there are options. It's just it kind of, because of how much the central cast of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are taken from the DC animated universe. It does feel weird to be like, yeah, we're going to take a different actor and match him with like George Newbern and Susan Eisenberg. And again, it's not like that's not been done before, and there are various sources, but it just feels a bit off to continue without him. And maybe better to just start over with Injustice, just reboot it, jump to a new universe, ignore all this other stuff, new Batman, new everything, and just try a whole new setting and story. I'm sure Injustice fans won't be happy with that. It might be better to just make, here's a new DC fighting game series that is literally Injustice, just not in name and setting, but yeah.
I feel like I get what you mean, but at the same time, it's friggin' Batman. Like, they cannot give up this character, even if the most iconic voice is not there
that's
anymore.
what I'm saying. Like, you can't.
I think they have to.
You can't do Injustice 3 without Batman. He has to be there, and they're not just going to kill him off and replace him with like Batman Beyond or Damian takes over or something. I mean, Damian does take over in the Injustice versus Master of the Universe comic that follows the bad ending. He takes over as Batman for a while, but they're not going to do that. You have to have Bruce. Bruce has to be here, and that means you have to choose whether you're going to recast him or just say everything's completely new. I mean, they're not going to replace him.
To be fair,
they're not going to go, well, Batman is whatever. Then Earth 2 Batman jumps in and goes, "Hi, I'm Batman, voiced by Diedrich Bader. That's who I am." And then he's just going to be the Batman for Injustice. No, they're not going to do that. So
I was going to say, though, to be fair, they did like recast every Injustice character in the movie, the animated movie, right? Like, all of them are new. So who knows what's working behind the scenes?
Well, that's the thing. Is like it's a case of you replace just him, but everyone else is still the same. Yes, because you have to, but it's still going to feel weird. So I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to necessarily prevent the entire series from continuing. Of course, I just think it's another reason to pile on to why I think it's not going to happen.
Okay, I see. Excuse me.
All good.
And yeah, 99% the next game is going to be a fighting game. Like, come on. Like, we kind of know NRS may want to try something new, but at the same time, it's just like, they're kind of well known for that. It's going to be too... Something tells me after Mortal Kombat 1, this next game NRS is going to make is going to really be by the numbers. Because like I said before, Cameo Fighters is such an experimental thing, and it's such a, the word I'm going to use here, risk. And I feel like the higher-ups are going to be like, that's too risky there, buddy. Time to play it safe. Give us the classic fighting game, like stuff like that. What's that? You want to make a beat-em-up? You want to make Shaolin Monks 2? No. Fighting game, 1v1. Play the freaking Batman theme or the Mortal Kombat theme in the trailer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sell it.
Play the Mortal Kombat theme in the trailer. That's funny.
Because this is also the only studio that Warner Bros. Has that makes fighting games. I'm pretty sure they shut down the Multiversus studio, so... If they want to keep,
that's right.
If they want to keep a foot in the fighting game
market,
they have to be using NetherRealm. So NetherRealm can't be like, yeah, we're going to make another action spin-off. If that was going to happen, it would absolutely be, we're going to get another studio, WB Montreal, whoever. That's all I'm going to go to. But like, it probably would be them. They're going to make this spin-off. You're going to keep working on the main series, and that's how it's going to go. Because the way the games have generally gone is the fact that they take way longer to make, they're a lot more expensive, and so there's less likelihood of big studios taking risks or having smaller projects. Because, like back in the day, a mid-sized studio could be making multiple games at once. Now you need a massive studio making one game for like 2 to 3 years, and then they focus on that. And then the most you'll get for 2 games at once is one game's out, we're doing DLC, but then half the studio who's really not going to do it, like the writers have got not much to do for the MK DLC characters, so they're off here getting to work on the next game. The people who designed the gameplay are going to focus most on that. It's going to be a smaller group just updating what's already here and adding the characters. But other than that, it's just one game is the focus. So now that this game's over, other than a very small skeleton crew working on a few balance updates and whatnot, pretty much everyone at NetherRealm is going to be working on the next thing. So, and that's the one thing they get to work on. And so it's going to be keeping the main series going. Because the reason Shaolin Monks was able to exist was because that was a different studio. And Midway was working on Armageddon, which, a lot of it was reusing assets. So they were able to work on that at the same time, and they had 2 years to do that. So that's just not how games are made anymore. So the chances of an action spin-off from NetherRealm, dead. It's not going to happen. It would be a mobile spin-off, which would probably be shut down in a year. Or it would be something for another studio to make an action game of, where it would play like every other action game that studio makes. And it'd probably be full of microtransactions. Like, come on, you can have an MK action spin-off, but it's going to have like gear, loot crates, season passes, battle passes, all this shit. It's going to be Suicide Squad, but for MK.
Yeah.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
I still can't believe there's a battle pass in that game.
It's funny, I was showing actually a clip of that to my, I'll just say Melissa from now on, because I know saying my girlfriend sounds like obnoxious. No, so I was showing a gameplay of that to Lissa, because I said, they made Mr. Freeze, but it's not Mr. Freeze. It's a character version of Mr. Freeze that nobody asked for. But the gameplay looks fun. Like the mobility, the stuff the character can do to get around all looks fun. They just fumbled the bag by not putting Mr. Freeze. That game is such an interesting fumble of everything. It's
5
remarkable.
DLC characters.
Yeah.
Only one of them was good, really.
Didn't they add Deathstroke recently or not yet?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about that's good. Deathstroke. Like, cool, Deathstroke. Fits for the Suicide Squad brand.
Yeah, it's
and yeah, like I agree, it's
so
the
bad.
game is not bad. Like that's the thing that sucks. It's like at least a serviceable game. It's just all these other things around it, plus the repetitiveness of it is like just the unfortunate thing about it.
Yeah, it's the numbers, the repetitiveness, the way you have to play a certain way. And because they made it co-op, they had to simplify a lot of stuff, like how the environment looks. So when you compare the environment
I did not even know it was co-op.
It is, right? That's the whole point, I think, is that you can play at the same
Interesting.
time, like all 4 of you, I thought.
I mean, any game with 4 main characters is pretty much guaranteed to be a co-op game.
I always thought it was a
four's the
single
magic
player.
number.
I never knew it was co-op. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole idea. Is like you're meant to do, because it's a way to incentivize people to do the grind. Is you're not doing it alone, you're doing it with friends. So the idea is you come home from school, come home from work, and then you hop on for an hour or 2 a night, do your dailies with your friends, and that's the idea. It's just the core loop has to be good, the rewards have to be good, and they set it up in such a stupid way where here's the new season, and like you have to do the missions or the grind to get the new character. You don't just get the new character and then you can do that. No. You have to do the grind to unlock them. Then here's like season 0.5 with more grind to do as something for you to do with the character until the next season comes out. So the Joker season is grinding up to get Joker, then you get half a season to play as the Joker, and then you'll be playing as him again in the build up to Mrs. Freeze. It's so bad.
I have heard somebody say like I've grinded everything to get the character, and when I get the character, I'm done. That's what I've heard. Anyways, we're not the Squad podcast, thank God, or else we had actually
maybe we
grind
will
that
be
shit.
now that MK's dead. We don't need new
No,
topics. So,
you have fun with that, okay?
Missed the window
You
on that
have
to
fun
shit
with
on
that
that
shit,
game.
okay? I'm gonna drag into a DMC Rebo situation, okay?
We missed the chance. We missed the chance to dog on that game until like the end of time, because it's just such a lolcow. It would have been great. Oh well, missed our chance.
True, it's whatever. I don't want to be associated as a like right-wing grifter type kind of podcast. Anyways, it's okay. It's fine.
But money, Sonic, the selling out. Okay, fine. It's fine.
Anyways,
if you don't want to,
that's
I
like
guess.
our little discussion about the the next NRS game like discussion. I was gonna in the intro bring this up and I completely forgot about it. So I'll bring this up here. I want to thank our fans for the last episode because we talked about Devil May Cry in our last episode, and usually when we talk about something that is not MK, so our JoJo episode, our Tekken episode, they don't do well.
Yeah.
Our Devil May Cry episode is currently like second best episode that we've released in the last 10 days, 10 videos basically. So that's awesome. I really thought I really appreciate the fact that people enjoyed that episode. I felt like we put a lot more effort in terms of what we prepared. Like my speech, my whole character arc about like playing DMC reboot, and me and Snake's like rebuttal, like fighting back, like that took a lot out of me. That took like 3 episodes of my like energy out of me just for that all that stuff. But it was a lot of fun. I think that was a great time there. The comment sections is really fun too. Half the comment sections are people just debating and shit talking the show. The other half are people debating of whether or not Tronadog is like has a good opinion about the show or not. just
Or
all
I
that
think it was
stuff.
mainly
It's pretty
about
fun.
if I played the games or not about my opinion on the show so much. I did play the games. It's been a while. I don't have a good memory of stuff, so I may just be misremembering
guys.
some shit.
Look, guys, but like, it's fine to make some jokes like, like True Underdog has exposed himself as a normie, ha ha ha. But please be nice about it. Don't be a dick. Go, True Underdog didn't play the game. No,
Yeah, we're just having fun,
Don't
really.
be like that. Just have some fun. If you like jabs, don't call someone a bad person because they don't have the same fucking experience of media that you do. You fucking weirdo. Holy shit. Don't use it as an excuse to dog on people. Dog on people. Haha.
Dog on people. Hey.
Want to go on the record?
I
I did
love
not tell
this.
Snake to say that. He's just being very nice and defending me. But
Okay.
I mean, I don't really mind
I
the
see
light
the money
roasting.
under
It's
there.
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Slip the money down there.
Yes,
Thanks,
it's
dog.
how I just today put in the money for a Dante coat. That's the dog paid for that. That's when you see that in the episode, you'll know dog paid for it.
back and
Hell
forth.
yeah.
There still is someone in the comments that just said it's like I still wonder where did Snake get that coat in Rebellion? Like what the fuck?
Don't wonder where
I
it's
see in the
from.
comments. There's just one comment that I thought was so funny because it's in sequence. So this is like if you sort by like the date. So like somebody left this and the other person left the other thing. One person's like, you know what? I agree with Dog. You know, Virgil's like character motivations, his character wasn't very fleshed out. They didn't do a really good job with that. And then underneath that is just this like essay of someone being like, so Dog is a casual because here's like he doesn't understand Virgil's motivations and stuff like that. And it's like essay of like all these things that like Dog doesn't understand.
Oh,
like
I gotta read this
right
later.
up like underneath that essentially if someone agree with Dog and someone just completely like disagree with Dog. I just thought it was like really funny. But something else I want to bring up about DMC is because in the end of the episode, you guys all saw Snake's epic speech about how he brings up the Ebony and Ivory's gender. I made that really epic, by the way, just so you know. But here's a you kind of in the speech you kind of say like Ebony and Ivory was called like guys in the first game,
Yeah.
and then in the reboot they're called ladies. Which now you're saying if in the Netflix series they call Ebony Ivory ladies, then like that's proof that Netflix is woke DEI trash and stuff stuff like that. And did you know that there was actually another game where Ebony Ivory's gender was brought up?
If this are you gonna bring up fucking Pinnacle of Combat?
No, actually not that one. There's another one. What
Beautiful
what happens
Joe.
in Pinnacle of Combat? No.
SMT3?
No.
Is it that new game that Dante and Virgil are in with the proper voice actors?
Not the phone. No. This is actually not the newest game. Oh, you're guessing. This is interesting.
It's not MVC, is it?
It's MVC.
Which one? 3 or Infinite?
Infinite.
Oh fuck! What doesn't fucking matter then? What you
Oh, you don't care about this is that much? You don't matter? Come on, you played the story mode. You don't even remember the lines.
It's
I mean, I can say what they are
the
basically.
game came out in 2017, Sonic.
I mean, that's so. For some reason, like I still remember this because when you were talking about, it, I was like, oh yeah, they actually do reference Ebony and Ivory's like gender. So I'm gonna say verbatim what happens here. In the very beginning of the story mode, when they're fighting all those little
no.
Ultron
That's
bots.
Rocket says it, not Dante. That's a different thing.
Sure, but Dante agrees with it. I'm not like calling you out or anything. I'm just saying like they reference the gender again because Rocket is like, I got no more ammo, like out of ammo. Can the ladies come out to play? For you, Rocket, anything. And he tosses Ebony Ivory to Rocket.
Oh, okay.
So it's like there's another reference to the genders. So I guess Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is people don't like this game not because of the roster, not because they didn't put an X-Men, but because it's woke DEI trash.
Yeah.
Literally.
I really hate how that became mainstream because now everyone gets those terms wrong and it's really frustrating. They think that any sort of diversity means DEI when it means you have to actively have replaced or denied something else with the new thing for it to be DEI. But
It's so annoying.
yeah. Oh, I wanted.
This is
can,
bad.
Can I
It's really bad
respond to
mechanics
this guy real
because it's
quick?
woke.
Can I respond to? I'm gonna be nice. Can I respond to Azaro64? Because I've heard all this before, and I've always known the response to it.
Should I make a quick joke first? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's quick. So, this
Okay.
game is woke DEI propaganda because Captain Marvel.
Which
is one of
game?
Infinite. Because Captain
Okay.
Marvel is one of the characters who beats Ultron Sigma. Not Iron Man, not Captain America. No. It's Captain Marvel with Dante. The woke trash character whose movie came out 2 years later and ruined the character.
Yeah.
She was trash always.
Yeah.
Even before the movie came out, she was a bad character. She ruined everything.
Chun-Li's face. Yeah, that's another proof, guys.
I'm bored of the bit. But what's interesting is the fact that Dante and Captain Marvel are the ones who beat Ultron Sigma, and then 2 years later, DMC5 and the Captain Marvel movie came out on the same day.
Very cute.
It's really weird. It's probably a coincidence, and it's funny because I was bringing that up on Twitter today or yesterday. And I was looking for a screenshot and just an image of the two characters to make a joke, and that was on Blue Sky. That was it. And then I saw a screenshot. I was like, wait, this looks familiar. I went to the video I made about it years ago, and this screenshot someone posted on Reddit was from my video.
Nice.
No credit. You just
Yay.
said, this is the thing. I was like, fuck you. You stole a
You're
screenshot
so
from my
influential.
video.
That's how it goes, Snake. Even more proof that game is woke trash is that there's a character who's literally a Sigma male. He is a Sigma male and gets destroyed. Come on, Sigma males dominate. That's
By
how
a
it should have
woman?
happened.
Destroyed by a woman? Cringe?
Yeah, by it's woke trash. Come on, guys, like get with it.
Remember the DLC characters? They had Black Widow, a woman, Black Panther, a black man. Woke trash. And there were more Marvel characters than there were Capcom characters. So you had Black Widow, Black Panther, Venom, who's black. Guys, this is woke trash.
Non-binary robots, Sigma, non-binary Venom.
The only
guys.
white man we got was Winter Soldier, who was
Bucky.
brainwashed by the fucking communists. Bro, this is just trash propaganda. I'm not going to stand for
my
this
gosh.
anymore.
It was right in front of our face
We're
the
finding the
whole
real
time.
reason why Marvel MVCI failed. Okay, we're finding the real reason. Okay, it's we need to make real games again, guys. Not this pussy gay shit. Okay, it's gonna be so funny. It's gonna be so funny if someone took that last 5 minutes out of context to cancel us someday in 10 years from now or something. Be like, guys, look at this. It was always there. The signs were there. We had to look for that.
Oh yeah, that'd be hilarious.
By the way, I have to say this right now because
Yes.
it's been going on for like the last hour. On my screen, I just kind of see Snake's costume, and it's very small. And once in a while, I'll glare over to Snake, and then I'll be like, Snake. It looks like. Why are you wearing a Chinese hat?
I know, I thought that too.
Just like this angle. Just looks just like that.
I look like a
Just like this.
I look like a merchant from Dynasty Warriors. It's very funny.
Yeah,
Yes, you're about to sell me stuff.
clever though. It's a clever way
You're
to
about to
wear
say
it.
Happy New Year in Chinese.
May I please do a quick response to Azaro64?
Yes, go ahead.
So in the first
with your nice
paragraph, he
response.
says that Virgil's motivation is to get more power because he remembers his mother dying to the demons, right? And he wants to get stronger to possibly protect the things he loves. That makes enough sense by itself in isolation, but the issue is we never see him do any actions that support that motivation in any of the later games. Like, he never protects anybody. He never is trying to defend humans as a whole. In fact, the things he does actively jeopardizes more people. Like in DMC3, he
Yes,
erects that
that's not
giant
gonna happen.
tower. How many moms did that kill? Clearly has no love for moms. Or any of that, so I don't buy that motivation really. I understand wanting to be stronger because maybe he felt powerless. Like, he didn't like that he couldn't do anything.
That's
He didn't
more,
like
it's
that
not
his-
about protecting people.
That makes more sense.
It's about
it's not about protecting nobody because he keeps doing more and more evil things, I feel like, in each game. And now that I think about it, DMC5 is a pretty DMC5 is remarkably similar to DMC3 in that regard. Like Giant Tower, like Virgil did it. Anyway.
I think that is probably intentional to like harken back to DMC. Partly from his nostalgia, but also it's like kind of bookend Dante's story.
Yeah.
So
that's the first paragraph I wanted to talk about. He's not right about the wanting to protect people. I think he just wants to have more power, which fine, but that's not really the greatest motivation, and it's very surface level.
Virgil's motivation is purely selfish. Virgil's motivation, like the most selfish, selfless thing you can say is that maybe he wants to protect Dante or make him stronger. Maybe he's motivated by the loss of his mother. But at the end of the day, it's just he felt powerless. He's scared of being powerless, and that's why he always seeking power. This is the one thing he wants. He wants power. My father was this legendary demon. It was so powerful. I can embrace demonic power and
does he ever talk about his dad
power
in a nice way? I can't remember.
I mean, he just brings him up for legacy reasonings, I suppose.
There's an interesting thread someone did about the translations and how there are certain subtleties that are only in the Japanese subtitles, like the way instead of saying the power of our father Sparta, he says the power of father, catches himself and says Sparta. Like certain lines were changed a bit, so certain bits of subtlety are gone.
And
like I think you used a very formal way to refer to Sparta, whereas Dante is just very casual, like pop.
Dad.
And then at the end of the game, I think Virgil finally does use a more casual term to refer to his father, and it's like there is like a subtle underlayer of how he views his family through that.
Yeah,
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As for paragraph number 2, I'm having mad tinnitus right now. Unless y'all hear that too.
No, we don't hear it.
Damn, I'm having mad tinnitus right now. Holy shit. As for paragraph 2, it's a bit of a misunderstanding because I didn't say that. I don't mind Dante's personality in the original games at all. I think it's fantastic. I was just saying that DMC, for all the reasons people hated it for the new Dante, I thought his motivation, to me, felt more realistic to how you would behave if that's what you went through as a kid. I think it's more of an accurate personality type. I don't think one is better than the other. I just think one makes sense. And like people hated on it more for being different than Dante than they did for it being a bad personality. Because I think the personality makes perfect sense. It's just not Dante. I get that.
Reboot,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. It's meant to be
Dante?
different.
Okay, I see.
With part 3, that's a weird... Part 3 doesn't make any sense no matter how you slice it. His third paragraph, in my opinion. He's saying that demons are powered by human blood, so therefore Dante having human blood, he's actively powering himself, like his own sustaining battery. That would also mean he has less demon blood. He's got half, so his demon potential should be half as... Even if you're powering it all the time, you have half the potential because you have half the DNA. Like if I'm half bear, I'm never going to be stronger than a bear just because bears eat meat and I have human blood in me. That don't make no sense. That's like if I was part hamburger and I became more powerful than a regular human. It don't really make any sense. But so I get what he's trying to go through, but what he's doing right here, it's a dangerous thing that a lot of fans go into. They start writing for the author. They start trying to explain things the author never said or that's never been directly stated, which, I mean, fans do that, but I'm just saying that doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't justify anything. I'm okay with Dante being stronger.
I'm gonna come in and say you both seem a little bit thinking too much about this.
Yeah.
Yes,
well, I don't even want to think about it.
The fan is writing a little too much. And dog, I think it's something as simple as just like, the power of humanity is strong. Period. And you're trying to go like, what do you mean like a half-half? It should be like this, and it's like stop the conversation. Like the point is he got strong. Like, that's what I mean. They don't want you like
sure.
that's one of the aspects that's like
I'm okay with that too, but we see humans getting dogged on by demons left and right. Like regular humans get their asses kicked by demons. So the humanity just being stronger doesn't make sense either. Because we never see regular humans outside of Lady kicking demon ass. So that doesn't really work either, in my opinion. But one last thing I wanted to say. He brings up one more thing I wanted to talk on real quick. All 3 he brings up the half human being stronger. But the thing is, and that's why Dante is always stronger than like demons and stuff. But the thing is, Dante was not stronger than full demon Virgil until he got a bunch of power ups. So that line of reasoning doesn't play out because full power Virgil was nearly unstoppable. Dante had to go through several power-ups to even rival him. And it wasn't the human half, it was getting more demon in him. It was getting the sword, right? And getting even more demon power up. So it's
from a perspective, it's more like also from a character, like from the story standpoint, when Dante fought Virgil for the first time, he had no motive. Yeah. He just did it because he was defiant. It's as the story progresses, as he becomes more understanding of like, you know, at first I didn't care about this, but now it's like I gotta like stop Virgil because of like family matters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is like a story reasoning why he gets stronger at the end.
And again, there's like in between the line stuff you can do, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. By the way, I don't think it's a big deal either way, no matter what. I still enjoy the series and all that. I'm just pointing out that like a lot of his arguments here are either stuff that he's making up, or assuming, or things that he's implying, or he's writing for the author a lot of the time too, and just adding stuff that's never there. Which, you know.
But I will add one last thing though. 99% of people definitely just do not like DMC Reboot Dante.
Oh, that's fine.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that I think maybe they're also bringing up essentially. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up the DMC episode because a lot of comments, a lot of engagement. Thank you all so much for watching that. It's fun, honestly, and seeing the comments and whatnot. And then I also wanted to bring the Ebony Ivory. The DEI woke conversation up.
I really want them to use more of that one character. I forgot her name again. I learned it and then forgot it again because my brain.
Lady Trish.
No, the redhead from DMC2 that makes a brief appearance in the anime.
Lucy.
Yeah. I want Lucy to do something. Like, it was cool to see her. I'll like do something.
She's named after Saint
Lucia.
Lucia, you fuck. Show some
There we go.
respect.
I was actually shocked that
like
she
that
shows up
character.
and then it never even gets another Easter egg. I'm like, damn, it really is just that one time.
It's interesting, I will say this, because Devil May Cry 2 is the less popular one and the more not liked one. They could change up and enhance her character and the Ouroboros in the TV show. Like, that's one of those cases where I'm like, maybe another bunny treatment in a sort of way.
See, that's
maybe.
one of the weird things is the fact that Lucia shows up and the way she's presented is very different from the game version, and it's like she's just a demon hunter in
devil
New
hunter.
York,
Yeah,
not
demon hunter.
specific to this location where she is based out of in DMC2. And then here we're going to get Arius as a major player in the second season, so they're going to take from DMC2 a lot, obviously. But I'm just here thinking, it's just really weird that, like, will Lucia even factor in? Because the way you look at her cameo, and that very much has the feeling of, this is just a bit of fan service. She's not going to matter in the show.
It does, yeah.
This does not have the vibe of an early bird cameo of this character is going to be super important in season 2. It's really weird.
Yeah, like, the ending does feel like it's setting up, what was his name again, the main villain too?
Arius.
Undis? Oh, never mind.
It does feel like Arius is going to play a pretty major part in the show in the next season. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see him get a major role and then Lucia not. To be fair, though, they did that with Lady. Lady gets a major role and Arkham does not.
Which is wild, because Arkham is actually the main villain of that game.
The third game. He's a good villain.
Did y'all notice they already
I'm-
leaked DMC Season 2 a little bit in the music video? If you watch the Evanescence, like,
Yes,
dedicated music video.
I brought it up
Yeah.
in the last episode. I told you guys that's where it came
Dante
from.
with the guns and that.
Yeah, and a new design and a new haircut, so it's like
shit.
some time has passed and
I'm
stuff.
curious about
Also, Sonic, I
how
must say
Virgil's
kudos to
gonna
you.
factor
You're
in.
the only person I've seen who's reviewed the show in either a positive or negative light who actually gets the Darkstalkers reference. No one else knows that. They just think it's another name for hell.
It's not me, it's Snake. Snake's the one who
Oh,
got it.
Snake. Sorry. You're the only one who's
Yeah,
called that
yeah,
out.
I
No
did
one else
not.
has brought that up.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, everyone's only talking about the Mega Man and the Resident Evil, but when you said Darkstalkers, I'm like, that's cool, and I'm worried. A little bit of both.
I think that actually this guy should have done Darkstalkers. It lends way better to the kind of stuff he likes to make with, like,
do your own
foul
story in
language,
Darkstalkers.
blood,
You know?
sex appeal, all that stuff is like right up his alley. Like, the
problem is-
It kind of fits that
Thing is,
Castlevania
I
theme.
feel like Darkstalkers is a much more fun and colourful thing in a way that you don't really see from, like, the West when it comes to, because in the West it's like, okay, if it's going to have some, like, sex appeal and some violence, it's going to be very grim and dark, whereas in Japan that's more of a fun thing. You see, like, Spy Family has some real violence in it, but it's just like it's largely a fun comedy. And then, like, Darkstalkers, you have all the sex appeal and stuff and that, but it's just goofy, cartoony. Characters get zapped with electricity, and you see the skeletons and they get blown up and they got,
Looney
like, ash,
Tunes
like,
Morgan.
That's not the vibe Adi Shankar goes for. He's a terrible fit for Darkstalkers. You know, it would just be Morrigan's here, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna suck you dry, humans, and she's gonna swear a lot and just be utterly vile. And like we're lucky if Felicia Felicia's gonna be covered up. She's gonna be there's gonna be some horrible message, some tone deaf message about Enforcer. It's like, oh yeah, you know, she doesn't She's going to cover up. She's not going to be all exposed all the time. She's not a sex symbol. No, it's going to be really cringe trash that it's crammed into all the stuff from the West. Darkstalker's only chance of being good is if it is done by a Japanese studio. It's not going to work if Shankar does it.
Was the anime good?
The tone fundamentally clashes with him. And there was an anime, OVA, and that had problems, like particularly with Morrigan. I think, but it is like I believe that's the best depiction of Morrigan because the comics make her a lot more villainous. The cartoon made her villainous.
Oh, yeah, there was the American cartoon.
They always make her a bad guy for some reason. It's like you just missed the point. Whereas Japan is more willing to just go fun succubus character, hooray!
With jetpacks, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a weird way, I do really want Darkstalkers to come back in some form.
Oh,
but
yeah.
in some senses, I'm also just kind of worried if they will do it right or not.
The
Yeah.
monkey paw finger curls.
No!
Yeah. I was gonna add on to that, but then I forgot what I was gonna say. All right.
I feel like we can end the episode
Yeah,
now
it's probably a
since
good
it's
time.
like been 3 hours.
Yeah.
I figured it
No,
out.
that is funny though.
Women. That's where it comes from. That's why they're women.
Oh my gosh! Snake, you're holding woke DEI trash toys? What the fuck?
I know.
Get off our podcast!
I forgot
We
they-
don't
I forgot they had
exclude.
photos of people on it.
He's over.
Yeah.
I need to make sure you
Oh
can
my
still
gosh!
see. You need to
Please
make
do
sure you
not!
can-
Please do not!
you need to make sure you can still
Please
see
do
the-
not cut my words out of context, guys. Okay, I love gay and trans people. Okay, guys, please stop.
I need
Don't.
to make sure you can still see the orange parts so that YouTube doesn't think this is a real gun. And like, bang, bang, oh no, I've done a... I think the suicide jokes have really ran their course like 2 years ago. We need a new way to end episodes.
2 years, eh? Not just a couple of weeks ago, eh?
Do we always have to end it in some like super catchy way? Can we just cut it off mid-sentence like The Sopranos? You know, just end the whole thing mid-sentence.
We gotta say some sort of like really funny sentence or something.